Brown. That's where I wanna be. Now from the beach music.
A goat? Oh, you say you feel like a goat since you didn't buy your car from Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. And now you're putting up with a bunch of bull. Don't be like my friend here. You get no bull at Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard. Don't let another dealer get your goat.
When the chips are down.
Nachos with jalapenos, maybe a little pulled pork on the top.
And the heat is on.
Ooh, hot chocolate. Warms the soul.
Who will step up to the table?
A buffet? Sweet. Now we're talking.
And take control of the game.
What game?
Whatever your reason for loving college football, it's all right here on the Tar Heel Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Carpenter Porter Funeral and Cremation Services in Cherryville is there for you in your time of need. They're a progressive and comprehensive funeral service provider, promoting the highest ethical and professional standards while maintaining cost-effective service. Funeral directors John Porter, Scott, and Hannah Garrett are there to help you and give you guidance during one of life's most difficult times. For more information, call 704-435-6711. Located at 1100 East Main Street in Cherryville and online at carpentersfuneralhome.net, a member of the National Funeral Directors Association.
Some people don't know what a credit union is. It's not a secret club. In fact, the only secret about a credit union is that it's better than a bank. Carolina Federal Credit Union offers the area's best rates, lower fees, and better service.
I'm not just a number, I'm a member.
My credit union helped me get financially fit.
Our credit union helps our family out every day.
My credit union.
My credit union.
My credit union
is
Carolina Federal Credit Union.
Contact Carolina Federal Credit Union today and learn the secret firsthand.
Now's the time to buy your new Kubota from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. Right now, pay zero money down. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months. Come on in now for all the details. All for good on the Kubota BX Series, the Kubota B Series, the Kubota L Series, and the Kubota MX Series tractors. Again, zero money down and 0% APR financing for 60 months. Get your new Kubota today at Parker Farm Service, 126 Messi Drive in Kings Mountain.
Isolated and alone?
That's how millions of Americans feel while experiencing a mental health crisis.
Need to talk? Our providers love to listen.
Call us now at 1-888-235-HOPE.
That's 1-888-235-4673.
Partners, improving lives and strengthening communities in North Carolina. 1-888-235-HOPE. 235-4673.
Saturday morning sports talk. Kevin is fixing the cameras and stuff. I think
Hello.
There.
He wants to make sure everybody can see our beautiful smiling faces there, Hunter.
Yeah, I know. So good morning, everybody. Saturday morning sports talk. Kevin Hastings is doing some technical work right now, but there's also myself, Hunter Yancey. Got Terry Reinhardt to the far left, and we got Tom Sinafani to my right. Of course, JP, thank you for bringing us in when you did. We've got some breakfast in front of us from Mitchem's Kitchen.
I've already eaten mine.
You've already eaten yours, so it didn't last? Wow.
Done.
I've had half of mine.
It's good.
It is good. What'd you get?
A sunrise wrap, too.
Yeah, this wrap is good.
I love it.
This wrap is good. It's it's not too heavy, and it's just filling enough. And we can get done with it pretty easily.
Yeah, but that's got like peppers and onions.
It does. Yeah.
See, I'm not a big peppers and onions guy.
Yeah.
But I do love Texas toast, and they bring me that Terry brings me that sandwich on toast, bacon, egg, and cheese. I mean, it's just good stuff. So we thank the people at Mitchem's Kitchen for feeding us every Saturday morning.
Yeah, I usually don't eat peppers and onions either, but it is really, really good on this joker. I'm going to get my camera adjusted one of these days for you folks watching. If you listen on the radio, folks, you can watch every Saturday morning. And the key is you can watch. That thing don't want to sit still at all, does it, Hunter?
No, it doesn't.
The key is, though, if you miss us on Saturday, tell the folks what they can do.
If they miss us on Saturday when we're live, you can go back, and I don't know how long YouTube archives it. It's always there. So whether or not you catch us this afternoon,
your grandkids can check it out.
Yeah,
Hunter.
they can go on later this afternoon. Go to YouTube, KGC Broadcasting YouTube channel, and you can go back to videos, and we'll be there. We'll be there all day. We'll be there tomorrow, the next day, and the day after that. And just think, for as long as you want to go back and watch us. Maybe Terry says a hot take.
I did. I said Maiden would beat Newton Conover.
Well,
they own Bandy's and Newton Conover.
It was a 1-point game, Terry, but okay. But that's beside the point. Maybe one of us says a hot take. You want to go back and show some of your friends.
It was a 2 overtime 1-point
game. 2 overtime.
When Newton had a chance to win it in regulation.
Anyways, but if there's something that you like cheering with us and you want to show your friends, you can always pull out your phone or wherever you have YouTube on, and you can click on the video and just scroll through and show your friends some of our highlights. So maybe we can start having JP cut highlights down.
You know, I'm gonna start working on that. Hunter, I need to give you the passcode. In your spare time, you could maybe do that if you wanted to. Maybe cut your own if you wanted to, and post the Hunter highlights on your Twitter if you wanted to.
Oh, my hot takes.
But I will say this. These playoff projections came out. I think you got a paper shredder in the office.
Well, that
thing went all to pieces.
Well, there was 2 things. That was before last night, and then that was also on last year's ADM numbers. So we don't know. Do you have a idea how many students are at Burns?
Burns is about 9, 10. 9.
Okay, so they're in the upper. They're in the upper.
Yeah.
The line right now is around 840. So wherever everyone is, you don't have no Shelby's numbers, do you?
Shelby's is borderline. Talking to some of the Shelby folks, and they seem to think they're somewhere between 820 and 840. They think.
Well, if they're below 840, they're in the low. I mean, the line is, from everything I've seen so far, it's been right at 840 to 845 at the most. In West Lincoln and Bandy's are both in that line on that. So if Shelby comes out with an 820 number, they're going to be small too.
Well, I'll tell you what. If that is got any truth to it, it's going to be an early out for Bandy's.
Well, they better hope they make it, Hunter.
Yeah,
they got to win Friday night, don't they, Terry?
Yeah.
To me, I mean, I think 5-5, and you finish like 2-5 in the conference. I don't know whether they can get you in.
And the thing about that
you'll
is,
be
Hunter,
5-6.
The 2 and 3A divisions, Terry, they have more teams in it too.
Mm-hmm.
They do,
because they went this percentage thing and shoved more teams.
I'm just saying, if that has any truth to it, and it has them pulling Shelby, I mean, you might as well stay at home and take the week off.
Is that who knocked y'all off last year in the fourth round? I think High Brighton knocked
us off last year.
I know last year there's a lot of 6-win teams that did not make it.
Because we met High Brighton, and if I'm not mistaken, North met Shelby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
that's exactly what happened.
I just didn't understand why the projections, they did have like a Burns and a South Point, a Newton Conover, a West Lincoln. I mean, why are we having conference matchups in week 1?
Well,
yeah, I agree.
Because,
I don't like that at all.
Because, Tom, and I 100% agree with you, you got to remember, when you take the 2As and then you split them into 2 2As, and then everybody's in that conference in the numbers, it forces them to do that. So you have to replay them.
It would not bother me at all. If I think that North Carolina's grown so much, you really can't do 1, 2, 3, 4 like we did back when I played 100 years ago.
Right.
But I think that maybe you can go to 5A or 6A, and I think it would work out a little bit better than what it's working out right.
Morning, Will.
Morning.
Was you
having funny? It wasn't 100 years ago. I was there when you played. So let's not do that this year.
I did laugh at one of Tom's comments on the. And you want to give, you don't really have any updates on camera on Sweezy, but you did make a point last night about in the old days, you would just say shake it off and you got your bell rung. And
right.
I was sitting there thinking, well, how many bell rungs did Tom get kicking for the Crush?
I don't remember.
Hey, I got it rung a few times, man. What are you talking about?
Hey,
I will say
this.
Back when Tommy played,
special teams unit.
Back in Tom's day,
good
we
save.
we was in the 4A conference and we was playing the likes of West Charlotte with Tommy Knox in those days. We played West Charlotte,
Harding,
West Mac, yeah. So it's quite possible Chris wasn't quite the powerhouse when we didn't become a powerhouse till we moved to that.
I will say this: I love as playing the quarterback position. I would have loved to play today because I don't know how many times someone hit me in the face. It wasn't bad getting hit. Like, everybody tried to hit you late. Jawan, he hit me late against Cherryville. I threw the ball, looked at him. He smiled, took like 7 steps, and hit me. But the ones to the face are way worse than you think it is because, A, you're not expecting it. And then when they put their face mask in your face and 300-pound people hit you in the face and you're stepping into it, and they're hitting you hard, that's the ones that aren't fun. I don't know how many times I get hit in the face, and those are the ones that wreck your jaws the most. And I do like how they protected that sense of the way with the quarterback.
I remember a time where Kings Mountain had a big tight end, and he caught a pass over the middle, and I came from my defensive end spot, and I said, well, I'll just help clean up, and it looked like the crowd moved. Everybody that was making the tackle just moved, and it was me and him, and I remember going, I hit him. Why am I feeling like somebody hit me?
Well, I hit a guy down in Blacksburg, and I thought I was playing safety. I thought I got run over by the fullback, and everybody picked me up and told me I did a good job. I had to watch tape later to see that he actually got tackled. I hit him and went down the wrong way. I was like, oh, God, I know that looks bad. Everybody goes, hey, Kevin. I had no idea that I had. But let's see. Let's give some scores a little bit last night. Tom, we'll start with you guys up here at Homecoming. 38-22 and over the RS Central Hilltoppers. RS Central this year, we talked earlier, they started off at number 1 for a couple weeks, about round 3 or 4, weeks 3 and 4, I think. And they gave a good fight to the Bulldogs last night in Lawndale. Yeah,
their running game is really good. They've got one kid named Hines, another kid named Toms. The quarterback, Costin, he's pretty good as well. They run the ball effectively. Now, defensively, they're suspect. In pass defense, they had some breakdowns. And we were able to capitalize on one 64-yard TD to Leslie up over the top. They didn't take care of the football as well as they should have. The one fumble set up the big field goal by Zach Benfield there.
That was a really good kick. I was watching it live when he did it.
44 yards. I mean, it probably would have had another 4 or 5 yards that he could have hit a field goal. So, if a few more balls bounce their way, they're in that game a little bit longer. I mean, it's still a 2-score game, 16 points. So I was impressed with their running game. I was also impressed that they were able to limit Keywan. Now, he still had $125, a couple of touchdowns. Just another day. Yeah, just another day.
Limited.
But this time, he
25, 2 touchdowns.
That's more than I think I had in my
career.
career.
Well, he's been getting 140, 150 yards and a half.
Yeah.
Right.
And he played the entire game, and he was able to get, his runs. But if you were watching that game, he had to fight to get his 8, 9, 10-yard runs.
Tom, with the season winding down here with Burns and you guys getting ready to playoffs, we've got North Gaston this week. How much you think the strategy might shift with so much tape, and the teams are going to be like, we have to contain Pryor. How much shifting over the offense here, maybe in the first couple games, is it going to be, let's pound it with Hopper here in this cold air. Let's concentrate up the middle, bust them with a couple over-the-top, maybe play-action passes, and not so much, we don't have to feed it to Keywan if we don't have to. You know what I mean? Well, let's try to, because – and that's what other teams, honestly, they don't want him to get missing on them, and they're going to say let's contain that. And I think you guys got a chance maybe to gash some teams early on here in the playoffs up the middle.
Yeah, and I think that'd be a good strategy. CJ ran the ball pretty well last night when they went with that.
He drugged some people into the end zone. Maybe one or two.
They had the offset eye with Keywan at the fullback. It looked a little weird because you got the smaller guy in the front, right, and the bigger guy in the back, which looked a little unusual.
We was talking about that. I really like that set. I really like that setup.
That makes you fullback say, what am I supposed to do on this?
It's a little confusing because it's offset.
I mean, not fullback, you're middle linebacker.
And they can do a couple different things out of it. Like, I think one time they had a fake pitch to Hopper, turn around, did a counter to Pryor. I mean, it was just kind of, it happened fast. It was like strange looking, the action of the quarterback, but it was deceptive. I do think they can pound it with CJ. I do think they can utilize that shorter passing game Twitty made an outstanding catch
He
on
did.
the one slant.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he just went out there. It was like he had glue on his hands. I was like, how did that kid haul that in? But he just went out there and just grabbed it and hauled it in. But the pass before that, on the first drive, you probably saw the interception.
Yeah.
And I think that RS Central knew that we like that pass, because you probably heard Matthew say, well, they don't have safeties. I said, well, they got safeties. Those safeties are within about 8 yards of the line of scrimmage. And it looked like 4 flat across the back. And they knew Sweezy likes to throw that little slant over the middle, and they picked the first one off. But if they're going to cheat on him like that, they also, you saw later in the game, especially with Goodson, they were running some of those screens and getting Degree and some of their other guys in space. So that's what they can do. Like if you're going to pinch down and say, okay, we're going to take away the slant, we're going to bring those safeties up because we know you want to run that slant. They can throw it out, get somebody like Degree or Twitty in space,
And
and make a play.
I thought the one-on-one on the edges, I thought you had the advantage in that. And I didn't think they kept throwing the slant, but I thought the big play was on the outside, and they never went to it. And there may be a reason why they didn't go to it. They they just wanted to test this look we have, and know that we can do these things out of it and not show our hands just shit, because it's playoff season.
It's funny you would say that, because I was saying the same thing. I'm like, look, those safeties are up and in. You've got one-on-one. There's no way that guy's going to get over there to help you over the top.
And y'all receivers got the advantage in the one-on-one.
Right. And Hill is tall and fast. He's our only really guy with size, but Degree and Twitty can run by you too. So I think that you're going to have to take what they give you. I like one-on-one on there, especially with no safety help. I like our guys' chances in that situation.
All right, Burns finishes with North Gaston to end the season, out of conference play actually, and then also last night, Tom, homecoming, Queen Macy Earl, right? She plays basketball, if I remember.
She plays
maybe
basketball, volleyball, softball. Kid does it all.
Sounds like it.
Dad, mom are great people too. So
congratulations.
Before we leave Burns, I got some stats
on that thing.
I got some stats.
Can y'all talk about mine?
I want to say one thing. Can I say one thing? Nick Jackson on the one play had the sack, strip, and fumble recovery all in the same play. That needs to be like some kind of defensive hat trick. You come in, make the sack, strip, and recover the fumble.
We need a sponsor for defensive player, though.
Yeah, we do.
We do have a defensive player, I guess.
Last night, before the game, Key One had 136 carries, 1,389 yards, 20 touchdowns.
10 yards carry.
And that was after
one touchdown, 0.1 a game.
He's pretty good. I would imagine that
he's pretty good.
And that information is provided to me by his uncle.
I think next week you might see him in the first half. And North Gaston's struggling. I don't see him up on the board tonight. Did they play? Did they?
Yeah, Ashbrook.
Okay, 38-7 against a team that Ashbrook's not having the best year. So I would assume Burns should be able to take care of business next week with a lot of their backups and rest them up and get ready for week 1.
All right, on another KTC family of networks, real quick, I think we got a phone call, but Kings Mountain won last night 54-3 over Forest View. North Lincoln won 49-7 over Lincoln Wolves on WLON. And Cherryville won over Pine Lake Prep 34-24, and then Shelby 63-7 over East Rutherford. Is that Coach Pruitt there, JP? He just waved the phone at me, so I'm just guessing who it is. And if that's Coach Pruitt, welcome to the
let's
show.
get him on here. What
Pruitt,
a big win last night.
34-24 win. Senior night out at Cherryville. Jaden Blanton, 100-something yards, 80-yard touchdown, reception too. Yes, that's exactly right. And Coach Pruitt and the gang, I'm sure he has way more stats and info that I got. I just looked at my Facebook this morning, is where I got that from. So, Coach, welcome to Saturday. Good morning. How about them Ironmen?
Good morning, Kevin. It was a good night. Yes, sir. Really proud of our team, total team effort, offensively, defensively. I tried to do some things a little different this week. I pulled my stat sheet up, not last night, but 381 yards of offense, and Jaden was responsible for 253, but you don't do everything by yourself. And, he did have an 82-yard touchdown reception from Dylan, and Dylan threw 3 touchdown passes last night and threw for over 110 yards. As a coach, we really stress. We feel like if we can rush for 200 and throw for 100, we're going to win most games, and that was the case last night. Our senior effort I thought was really good. We had a couple of kids who played really well. Andrew Bean led the defense as usual with 10 tackles and a tackle for loss. So I was really proud of our senior linemen, Kyle Wallace and Jackson Bowers, a couple kids who, don't get much credit, who really we've been working with them, getting them better and better through the year. And they showed up a little bit better last night with the way they blocked and maintained their blocks, like the whole line did. And, even Sam Clark and Jaron Croft making some big plays during the game. Jaron had a touchdown pass that he received, and of course, Dawson Moore, our kicker. So, it was pretty much a total group effort from our entire senior class, and it's not a very big class. So glad to see those guys finish their season at Roosevelt Stadium with a win.
Well, Coach, and this is what everybody is wondering, is exactly how this now sets you guys up in the Battle of the Belt this week. Of course, last night, Mountain Island Charter beats Thomas Jefferson, putting Bessemer now in a virtual three-way tie for first if they win. Now, if you guys win, now what is your expectations, win or loss on this? Right now, I've got you in Community School of Davidson both at 3 and 4 in the conference. So what is it looking like playoff-wise, do you think, for you guys?
Well, I think with the Max Preps ranking, we need to win.
Okay.
Just playing Bessemer will raise our Max Preps ranking, though. Earlier this year, we played one of our charter school brethren, got beat by about 60 points, and our ranking went up 7 spots in the state and 2 spots in 1A. So,
okay.
When you play a team that's got a high Max Prep ranking, it can help you either way. But, it's the Battle of the Belt. It's the last game of the year. It's a bragging rights game. Obviously, it becomes a little bit more enhanced. They're playing for a conference championship and a chance to host a home playoff game,
right.
A couple of home playoff games. We're playing for a chance just to get in the state playoffs. And it'd be, I'm sure Larry would say, hey, it would be great to beat Cherryville and be conference champion. It would be, well, Coach Pruitt would say, it'd be great to beat Bessemer and keep them from winning a conference championship. No, that's just what you play the game for this time of year. Great that we put ourselves in position to make this game really important for us with the win over Pine Lake last night. So without that happening and without Mountain Island beating Thomas Jefferson, those things would have been unsaid, but that's the great thing about high school football. Every week's a different week, and we're going to get ready in a week in which it's cooler weather, which will be fun, and it's going to be a good week for football. And, one of the things we normally do with our kids at the end of the year, we have a little Wednesday night chili cook-off or soups or whatever we got. We got rained out this week, so we're rolling that out Wednesday night. So, Kevin, you and all the guys are welcome to come over to Roosevelt Stadium about 6:30. A couple of y'all be the judges. If you don't pick my taco soup, though, I won't be calling next.
Taco soup. I tell you who I need to tell. Andre loves soup. I need to tell him, see if he's in town and get that. Everybody should get some soup as cold as it is right now.
Yeah,
it's a football season, isn't it?
Correct. The parents come out and they cook soups as well, and we have crackers and sandwiches, and just a good time for fellowship. When I was at Starmount High School, we called it the Wednesday night meal. We did it every Wednesday night. And I was there for 10 years, every Wednesday night. But the best one, of course, was Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. We have turkey, and we do that upright. So something that I brought with me, but we just do it once a year, and the kids get excited about it, and the parents get excited. So we're really excited about the opportunity to finish the season with a really high note here. And this past week was the first step to that.
Well, did you dress up for Halloween?
I gave out candy for Halloween. I dressed up as a coach, I guess.
I didn't know if they got you dressed up or not over there.
No, my kids normally have a routine here in our community, in our neighborhood, but the weather caused us to, rethink that. We didn't want the kids on a trailer in the rain and stuff, so they went and did a thing at Second Baptist with the trunk or treat, and then they came home and walked and trick or treated. And it did rain a little bit, but I tell you, I was making myself a ribeye steak sandwich with some mushroom and provolone and waiting for the Mountaineers game. But that's, it's football. You're going to have games where you don't do everything right, and sometimes you win those games and sometimes you don't. And, good luck to Coach Rinkless and the team for the rest of the year. We've got a big one next week at South Carolina. Should let them get refocused. So, but with that said, I just want to talk more about our program, how our kids have really stepped up to some of the things we're trying to get them to do. This week we talked about using your talents and making the most of your opportunities, and that's something we saw on the field last night. Not just the senior group, a bunch of kids in the lower classes. Obviously, we're a young team, and we have kids on special teams that are playing a little bit. we're trying to find the right mix. I was really impressed with the kid that played last night, Chase Miller, one of our freshmen. He come in and played a lot of defense for us last night, and other than a couple missed tackles, he really played a solid football game. So we're excited. When you can put freshmen on the field that are producing, that only is going to speak volumes for what's coming in the next couple of years.
Well, Coach, you guys have the belt right now. 2 wins last year. Me and Terry was trying to talk about. Couldn't quite remember the exact numbers.
Yeah, Bessemer's up by 1.
I think we think Bessemer's up by 1 in the all-time series.
Probably about right. Yep.
And so and that's Terry. That's definitely the rivalry, right?
It is.
Right. You
That is
10
a
minutes from
rivalry.
each other.
Yes.
Coaches, a lot of coaches coach both places. And it's about 35 or 36 to 35. It's something like that. I think between the two schools, and now that you got the belt out, I think it's gonna be a fun night Friday night.
Yep. I mean, the other part of that, we know each other so well that I know when I get on the bus, it's going to be 19.7 miles for me to get there and get back and put the chart together. I ain't even got to look at the speedometer. All I do is go ahead and put 19.7 miles. So it's just a lot of fun, and hopefully we have a great crowd at Bessemer next week. And Larry's got a good group of guys, a small group of seniors too, that have had a illustrious career. So, Keontae Degree and Jaden Blank's going to head off. But it ain't just those 2 kids. There's a bunch of kids around those 2 kids that have made our program special. So we're looking forward to a good competitive game. And, it's going to be a hard-fought game, and I think each group has a mutual respect for each other. So that's what high school football is all about. Small-town football, kids that have grown up with each other, that know each other real well.
Coach, I might have a shortcut you can take, get you down to about 19.4 or 3.
I'm superstitious. I go the same way every time.
Yeah. I tell you who's not. You know Calvin Albright over there at Bessemer.
I understand.
Every bus I've ever been on of Calvin, he's went a different way to wherever we were going.
Now, I know a few shortcuts. I used to take a dirt road shortcut to my kids. The secret was nobody would tell the young kids what was going on.
Oh.
And I would gas that thing because it was just kind of a straight lead into that dirt road. And we start bumping on that dirt road, and those guys would look around like, what the heck is going on? Because a lot of them's taking a nap on that long a ride, and they wake up and they're like, what in the world am I doing with all this bus? So it was a lot of fun. But, when I worked over there, I would cut and go through different roads and go different ways. So, but when it comes to taking the kids, I used to take the same path. Be excited and a good week of preparation for it. And we're hoping that the things that we did last night carries over to next week too.
What's up with Little Ironman before you go?
Oh, we're going to South Rowan today, we finished the year at South Rowan and Carson. We go to Rowan County 3 times, and we had 2 home games this year. But we were at Lincoln last week, and hey, Landry's team on 2-win streak and got another group of 0 bars, so we're excited about the opportunity to play another game. And then the other thing that I'm looking forward to today, after the game, Jace Britton plays at Averett University, and me and Landry are going to roll up past north of Greensboro to Danville and get to see Jace play up there. His team was 0-5, and they've won 2 in a row, and I told him, I said, Bud, I coached a college team, and we won our first 5 and lost our first 5. And y'all got the opportunity to do the opposite. I think I'd rather do it that way than what we did. So he's excited about his opportunity. And Jace is starting at Maryville. So really proud of him and what he's done. Earlier this year I got to see Quest play, and he started. So that's just something I try to do each year and try to see my kids. And it works out that I get that opportunity today. And hopefully in the future I get to see a few more of them play.
All right, Coach. Well, you have to be careful this weekend, and good luck in the Battle of the Belt. And do your best to keep that thing on your shoulder next Friday night.
It'll be in the bag, and we took it out last night. Didn't want to talk too much about it, but it was out after the win, and our kids they see it every day when they come to my classroom.
Well,
so,
I don't know, Coach, but after 2 wins, I think Terry, we was talking. You should wear that coaching during the game Friday night. You got 2 in a row. You got to bring that thing out.
Last year, Ben Pierce was wearing it toward the end of the game on the sideline, and I'm like, Ben, I know we were winning, but let's not pull that. So we had it out, but I know you don't have to worry about me wearing that. It'll be there.
Hey, Coach, that's how you get on the cover of the paper. I'm just trying to get some exposure for the program.
Well, I probably that unsaid, but hey, you guys have a great one.
And
look forward to making the trip. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for all you do, guys.
All right, Coach. Tim Ford, Cherryville Ironman, 34-24 win last night. Hey, he walks out there for that belt to coach the game. He might go viral. on the interweb, right there on the interweb. He might go viral on the www.com interweb. Now, well, Larry the Cowboy guy said he'll go aluminum. All right, JP, we're gonna give the scores and we're gonna take a break. Terry, you'll say goodbye. Are you leaving? Well, Terry can't even say goodbye to you folks. He's out of here. He's got to call balls and strikes. So does Tom today. Well, I got Tom and Terry here. They were supposed to argue with each other and overturn each other. We were supposed to talk Major League Baseball play at first, and then Terry got out of here real quick. But let me give you the scores, and we'll get into that in just a minute. Across, do what? Oh, hold on. Let me turn you on. There you go.
It was a horrible call.
Maybe not. We'll talk about it in just a minute.
No, not no maybe
37-0 over West Iredale. St. Stephen's 29-28 over South Caldwell. Alexander Central 40-19 over Hickory. Hunter, I hadn't heard you talk in a while. Why don't you do the rest of the scores?
Watauga 48, Freedom 33, Patton 36-35. Is that say 2 or 3 overtimes above it? I think it's 2. 2 overtimes.
Yes, sir.
Ashbrook 38, North Gaston 7, East Lincoln 63, West Lincoln 35. Let's see. Drawn 48, West Caldwell 13. Fred T. Ford in East Burke's been moved to Monday. Hunter Huss 34, Stuart Kramer 0, Bessemer City 68, Christ the King 12. Mountain Island Charter 34-13 over Thomas Jefferson. The Newton Con over Red Devils fall to the Maiden Blue Devils. And 2 overtimes, 29-28. There you go, Terry. I gave you some credit. Bandy's 48.
It hurt Hunter to say that out
I
loud.
did. Really? I don't like either one of them.
I heard the little disrespect. I hear that.
2 overtime, 1 point victory. Owned.
Bandy's 48, Lake Norman Charter 0, East Gaston 47, Community School of Davidson 14, Union Academy 16, Highland Tech 12, South Point 28, Chase 41. And you know what, Terry? Who you want to claim Maiden? Who picked Chase? Who picked Chase?
That was Hunter.
That was Hunter and Shannon. So,
Coach Pruitt, if you're still listening, I just want you to know on Max Prep, this is how good their rankings are. Once again, Keith Fox is still the coach on Cherryville Ironman on Max Prep. It's been like 6 years now. It's been a long time now, Will. Like this, and these are the official rankings. So
thanks, guys.
And Coach Pruitt's sending.
Is there any way we can send
before? We've told him.
Is there any way to send them a message on Max Prep and say, Keith Fox is not Trevor's coach?
He's been an assistant at Bessemer since Coach Pruitt's been the head coach. Golly, but that's your Max Prep's rankings.
And them the guys that are controlling our playoffs,
right? Yeah, that's kind of the point I was trying to get at. That we did have a guy question us on Twitter last night about the horrible North Carolina officiating, Tom, because he saw a missed field goal, and then they placed the ball on the 20-yard line.
No, you can't do that.
He obviously did not know the touchback rules. So for you folks not familiar with North Carolina football rules, field goals that go into the end zone, field goal attempts or misses, that as long as they reach the end zone, they're actually touchbacks in North Carolina.
They reach the end zone. In other words, a missed field goal. You know why? You know why that rule gets confusing? Because you see very few attempted field goals.
Right.
You don't see a whole lot of attempted field goals.
And some teams some kickers can kick it further off the tee than the punter can successfully get into that end zone. Crest a few years ago.
When they had that big foot, I saw them.
They would kick from about the 50 and kick it in the end zone sometimes. Hey, if it goes in, it goes in. If it don't, it's y'all got the ball on the 20 instead of the 50, so it's not a penalty kicking. Hunter, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You got some more scores or?
I finished the other 2 boards, but the ones on our stations. North Lincoln 49, Lincolnton 7, Kings Mountain 54, Forest View 3, Cherryville 34, Pine Lake Prep 24, Burns 38, RS Central 22, and what's the score behind you on the Shelby game? Was 63-7?
Yes,
63-7 over East Rutherford.
Oh, I hope we get to see that meeting between North Lincoln and Shelby. I hope we really get to see
if they're in the same.
Shelby might be lower. Did you guys talk about that earlier?
Is North Lincoln projected little 2A or big 2A?
Oh, really?
Shelby's close to. They may be in the lower 2A.
I'm looking at
some sources, but
North Lincoln
don't take
is
our word
big.
for it. Yeah, North Lincoln's gonna be big. They were in 3A, 4A conference
2 years ago. Yeah.
Real quick, some news and notes on some of our broadcasts. I want to thank everybody for watching and listening. But WAGY up in Forest City. Hunter was confused there in the pregame show. I'm glad nobody explained it to me.
Nobody explained it to me. That's why I was just staring at it. I was like,
is that right? WAGY up in Forest City. Maybe joining the KTC family of networks soon, guys.
We're expanding.
1320 AM up there.
We're taking over, Hunter.
We're taking over. The slightly confusing thing is that their FM signal is the same as our LinkedIn signal. Mm-hmm. And on Friday nights, I know some of y'all don't. I know for a fact y'all don't take the same route I do from my house in Kings Mountain to here. So if I go down 216, I hear the Lincoln station. If I go over here down Waco Road, I hear the Rutherford station. So sometimes when I come to the post game show at night, see, they've been playing the Rutherford County games. I can choose which way I want to go. If Lincoln County's in a blowout, I'll go the other way just to see what's on the other station and get a little info in the Rutherford County game. So they'll be joining us soon. We'll be talking more about that in the coming weeks. 107.5. They do East Rutherford football, so they're going to pick up their games if they play us. Let's see, next week, the East Rutherford's at Northeast Gaston, so we won't be with them next week on our game, I don't think. And then we'll be figuring that out, finalizing, getting you guys, everybody on the radio and stuff, know all that later. Hunter, I don't know, you don't remember time. We used to have the Gastonia station, WGNC. The tower over there was over at Highland Tech and Highland Hills, is where the tower was, Will. Had bullet holes in the doors.
That's nice.
People shut our tower for bullet practice now.
Wow.
Then we also, of course, WHS used to be 7:30. So you listen to ESPN 7:30. Mm-hmm. That used to be us, formerly us. So
wow. If only you could get that back.
A couple of stations they moved the stuff over there and the signal over there. It wasn't the signal there. It was in Shelby, but you had a powerful 7:30 station. Wonderful. Let's see, the power pole last night, Tommy. Before the game, we like we talked about. Will, the power pole was 3 for 3 last night. Hunter, Chase in front of South Point before the game, Maiden in front of Newton before the game, East in front of West before the game. 3 predictions, and all you had to do was use the power pole last night. And you got all of those right, Will.
Yeah, too late to call Las Vegas.
Hey. That's okay.
Sometimes if gambling were legal.
Sometimes when you scratch off the lottery ticket.
It's coming.
We do got to take a break.
We got to pay some bills.
All right, JP, you ready? Let's take a break, buddy. Sit up, stretch. JP's still thawing out from last night's camera workout at Kings Mountain. We want to thank him. If you see him this weekend, buy him some. JP, go get soup in Cherryville tonight. We'll be back in a minute. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Country Gold with Terry Clark.
I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me for Country Gold, where we play your favorites from the 80s and 90s. My guest this week is Brooks and Dunn. They were just inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame by their good friend Reba McEntire. You'll hear highlights from the induction ceremony, plus a bunch of their hits. That's Brooks and Dunn with me on Country Gold with Terry Clark.
Country Gold with Terry Clark, Thursday afternoons at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Once Upon a Time is right now. Escape to the Renaissance Festival, the time-traveling adventure. Huzzah! Saturdays and Sundays, October 5th through November 24th.
You'll love the Renaissance Festival.
Incredible value, wondrous entertainment, and delicious food.
Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Saturdays and Sundays, October 5th through November 24th. Don't miss it. Too jolly good. There's music, comedy, circus entertainments, a giant crafts market, jousting nights, and a feast, all rolled into a non-stop great family adventure. Presented by Pepsi. Discount tickets at Hedis Tita stores or print your own online at renfestinfo.com. Renaissance Festival, here I come.
Pepsi proudly presents the Carolina Renaissance Festival. Eat, drink Pepsi, and be merry at the Renaissance Festival this weekend. Discount tickets available at Harris Teacher stores.
Who are you? You're not a goat. Oh, you say you feel like a goat since you didn't buy your car from Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. And now you're putting up with a bunch of bull. Don't be like my friend here. You get no bull at Renato Honda and Renato Kia. at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard. Don't let another dealer get your goat.
Start your engines!
It's the AAA Texas 500.
Here comes Harvick. Harvick will try to go to the inside here, make it 3 wide. Here comes Blaney. He'll take the lead off turn 2. He'll try to slide down in front of Harvick, but Harvick pedals back hard.
Joey Logano got the invitation to Homestead last week. This time it's Kevin Harvick.
Hi, I'm Doug Rice. Join the PRN team for the AAA Texas 500, Sunday, November 3rd at 2 p.m.
The AAA Texas 500 this Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Check out the new rates at the Crowders Mountain Golf Course, voted Gaston County's #1 golf course. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $28. After 1 p.m., just $25. Seniors 55 and older play and ride for $25 Monday through Friday, and Monday is Ladies' Day. Play and ride for only $18. And on weekends and holidays, play and ride for only $38. After 11 a.m. for $33. Crowders Mountain Golf Course. For your tee time, call 704-734-0383.
Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks in Lowell is home to great barbecue and more. Serving this area since 1989. You'll find barbecue, ribs, chicken, steaks, and more. Ask about their party packs, family packs, and fundraisers, plus special catering and delivery. And every Wednesday is Senior Day. Seniors 60 and over eat for a special low discounted price at Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks, 720 McCannville Road in Lowell. And for special reservations, call 704-824-8838 or visit the website at hillbilliesbbqsteaks.com.
I'm back to Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Here's Kevin. Once he gets in there.
JP?
Yeah, we're back. We're back. We're just in here discussing.
Should be. If y'all hear
World
yourselves,
Series.
it should be. We don't know, Joe. We were doing a little technical stuff in there a second ago. Got it set up now. Welcome everybody. We got Will in the big seat. Hey, Will.
Hey, I'm over here in Texas.
He's
Terry
in
Reinhardt. See,
Terry's
boy, I
seat.
feel special.
So you're a Cowboys fan now?
No.
You're an NC State fan
No,
now?
I'm still
We
Wisconsin
got red on.
Will.
You're still with Wisconsin Will? Hey, no. Not in that seat you are not.
No.
Look at the bottom of your mic.
I'm not a rebel.
No,
That's why it's not
no.
up.
You are West Lincoln Will right
No,
now.
no,
Yes, you are.
no.
West
I would
Lincoln
move
Willie.
back over if I need to.
You know, you guys are so. You guys. I hope you're enjoying your Mitchem's kitchen breakfast. Don't
It's
choke
great.
on it, Will.
It's great. It's gone. Hey, JP, you got something special for me?
Unfortunately, no. Kevin took it off the screen.
Hey, listen, Will. I don't think you understand that nothing of that nature will be ever played on this station. I don't care how many
JP.
biscuits you buy,
Oh,
JP.
man.
I control
JP.
it right here. Look. He can't.
What do you know about it? He's the boss.
He can't. He said, "What do you want me to do?" Well, so all right, we're talking baseball. So what happened the other night was, Hunter, you described the play, and then I'm gonna let Will go crazy.
I'm just gonna go crazy,
And then I'm
gonna
gonna
let the
say-
expert pull it out over there.
Well,
the expert's gonna pull it out for me.
All right,
before y'all start,
bailout on a bad throw.
there was definitely some comments calling the National League Championship Series the JV Championship Series.
Oh.
There was a lot of smack talk coming from American League fans and everyone else on this show about how the nobody for the National League was going to win. I try to tell these folks, if you're good enough to beat Yadier Molina in the playoffs, you're probably going to win the Super Bowl. You know how that works. You know?
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
But if you can beat Yadier,
He don't
the
win the
Cardinals,
Super Bowl to lift up the Stanley Cup.
well,
That's exactly right.
the thing was, is that they didn't just beat the Cardinals. They didn't let them score for 3 games, basically.
No.
And I was like, well, you know.
Well, no, I think
Houston's going to have some hitting, but
I
they still
think
got to
what
deal
was
with that.
The weirdest thing was neither home team won on their home
First
field.
time ever.
First time ever in any series
Yeah,
sport.
any
Yeah.
series. So I think that was crazy. But the play everybody's talking about, of course, is I think was it Trey Turner? Is that his first name? I know his last name's Turner. And he's running down the first baseline on a ground ball, and he's hugging the inside of that line where, to me, it looks like he's running on the edge of the grass.
Right, he is.
I'm going to say this real quick, Hunter. I went back and watched the play. I was flipping through on Twitter. I was actually going back and forth for something else. And I went back after the play had happened because I saw everybody losing their minds on Twitter. I'm like, oh, God, let's see what happened. And I watched the replay over and over on Twitter. So from the time he left the box, he took 6 steps with his left foot
in the grass
to first base. 5 of them hit the grass. The last one hit the bag. So at no point was his left foot ever in the actual dirt of the baseline. So he took the straight line per se, but Tom, as the umpire and what you're looking at in there, he never actually got out of the infield. Every single step he took with that left foot was in the grass.
And the way I was trained to call that if you are going to call that coach, he was never in the running lane.
There you go. That's what I was thinking.
So I mean that's
what I
why,
saw and thought why they went with that.
And plus think of the optics of it. He knocked the guy's glove off too.
Right.
So
it
I
looks
think
like
the additional optics of what happened, Will, is what drew the call. But
I don't think he really knocked the guy's glove out. The guy was trying to swing back after the bad throw and knocked his glove out.
There's 2 pieces to this. The first piece is he ever in the running lane? The answer is no. The second piece is it a true throw? True throw means, is it right? You don't interfere with the thrower. This is something that people don't understand about this particular call. You interfere with the guy trying to make the catch.
Right.
So if it is not a true throw, then you don't have interference. But on this one, I think it was true enough. Does that make sense?
No,
it was true. Not. It was true enough. But I think the major selling point here is if he's in the running lane, naturally he's got to come back into fair territory to touch the bag. The bag's in fair territory. So he's got to do that. So if he's on the right side and that happens, you got nothing.
Right.
The fact that he's never in that running lane and 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you're out of the running lane. You got to have 2 feet in the running lane.
How would you call that play?
Bang, bang. I probably would have saw it and had a conversation in my head saying, oh, what do I do here? But what I would probably have liked to say I would have done is I would have thought, man, he's never in the lane. He's never in the lane. He's never in the lane. Bang, there it is. Time, that's interference. It's interference. You back to first base.
Oh,
that's what what you want. That's what you want to do. But you better be throwing your hands up. Time, that's interference. That's interference.
They teach you as a
the throw was horrible.
Yeah, but Will, but they teach you.
It was one of the worst throws I've ever seen come to first base.
But number one, you're never in the running lane.
They always teach us growing up when you're taking off towards first base to not even stay on the inside part of the line just in case it gets past, because they always want you to stay on the outside part of the line so you can do the banana if you want to cut in.
I will say that's not entirely true, because some of the coaches that have done this for a long time, you bunt, you run way out of the running lane. You're fine, because it's the 45-foot line. It's not all the way. It's not 90 feet. It's 45 feet. So if you're in his way and he puts it in your back before 45 feet, you got nothing. The runner's restriction does not start until he gets to the 45-foot line. That's why when it's not drawn, coach, you didn't draw a 45-foot line, that's going to be my judgment. And you know what? I'm gonna err on the side of the team that's the visiting team, because you're the home team and you didn't draw me a running lane there. So that, I mean, I get to judge when he's reached 45 feet, but a strategy could be lay down the bunt, run way to the left, you know? Now you can't be doing a little dance there, getting in his way. That's it, you know. But you can run and run on outside, because the restriction does not begin until he gets to the 45-foot line. But looking at it, and I looked at the play on slow motion, and the thing about Major League umpires, everybody wants to say that Major League umpires are very, very good. Okay, people want to they focus on the bad, but they are very good. Okay, and people want to say, oh no, they're not. Blah blah. If you're talking about a game that's moving lightning fast, they're good. But that I think, and the guy's name who explained to me, his name was Matt Sullivan. He was he had been a minor league umpire. He helps write the rules in North Carolina. And he explained it the best. You know, was he ever in that running lane? And the answer is no. If he's in the other side and he comes and there's a little, hey coach, he was in the running lane, he's got to step back into fair territory to get on the base. I think they got it right, but I think it could have been either way, because you might could have said, Will, He's on the base. He's on the base before the ball hits.
Here's the thing.
Here's
though.
what I got to say to Will.
Go ahead, say it to Will.
If you win by 10, it doesn't matter what the umpires call. And guess what?
Yeah.
They won the game. So the coach acted like a fool. Did he get thrown out?
Yes,
he got thrown out and then still won the game.
How did he get thrown out of a World Series game?
While winning.
No.
Or they did win the game.
How do you get thrown out after you had a chance to go in and go through the 7th inning?
Yeah, it's later.
It was later. It wasn't right after the play. I could have seen if it was right after
But
the
here's
play
the
he got
thing.
threw out. It was later
This
on
is
in
what
the 7th inning
confuses
stretch.
me. If you're Houston and you are not going to roll with Greinke for another inning or two because he was on fire, okay? He only had 1 run earned and a few hits. If you're going to go to the bullpen, how do you not go to Garrett Cole? That's been the talk for days, and I agree with it. You have him there. He's warming up, and then you sit him down, and if you're not going to roll with Greinke, you know, because this is Game 7. That's what made me mad, you know, with the Atlanta series, how I felt like we had the wrong starting pitcher in a decisive Game 5. Well, this is Game 7 of not, a divisional round because it only goes 5. This is the World Series. You don't have any error for just
Brother
like
Cole
you can't have any error.
Didn't like being on the bench either. He didn't like not being called out to go to the bullpen, warm up, and try to save the game. And so,
because see, I would have went ace and ace. Like both, I would have just had nothing but starters back there warming up right now. Like I would have had Verlander. I would have had Verlander ready too. If I needed him for like a half inning. Because it's that important.
But Cole went a long stretch.
He did. Cole went a long stretch
in this start
to lose to Strasburg. Just kidding. No, didn't Cole won both of his starts because neither team won at home. Forgot. No. Cole lost his first one, but he won the second one against the Nationals. I don't know. This whole series was strange. In that fact that neither team won at home.
Game.
I'm just sad it's not the Montreal Expos. They didn't win it at home either. One World Series wasn't even at home, so nobody won at home.
They are not the Montreal Expos anymore.
Is Washington title town now?
It is. I mean, no.
The capital.
The Caps won a couple years ago.
The Caps won it last year. The year before.
Trent Dilfer and the Browns won the Super Bowl in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Was he not the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns?
Not only that, but the WNBA, the Mystics just won it in Washington. The Nationals just won it in Washington. Naturally, that means Washington, the R words are next. So.
Hey, I told you guys a couple weeks ago who's going to win based on I don't know if I've read it to you, the wars in America. When something big happens in America, a war, one of America's teams wins the championship. I've got it on my phone. I know you don't have time for that, but I went through every war in American history, and Yankees would win, Cowboys would win, Washington would win. It would be, one of these types. It was never like
Cowboys are not America's team.
They used to be. Now it wasn't like obviously that's
they are dubbed
in the middle of
America's
that. In the
team.
middle of that, Tom wants to take a shot at that, but then I'll say, well, obviously. Cleveland never won any of them, so it's not like that was the national team.
That got nothing to do with it.
What's so funny is,
I get the name because either if you're in America, you either love the Cowboys or you hate them.
Well,
There's no in between.
America's flag has the Cowboys logo all over it.
Oh my God!
Cowboys
please, right?
Cowboys are a blue star.
Hunter, is that?
Did you really go there, dude? You really want that argument?
Extra fact.
The Cowboys took that logo off the American flag. Don't do that.
Now America is in a hard spot too for the new America's team because it's a love-hate relationship with the New England Patriots.
Hey, guess when they started winning championships, Tom? About 6 months after the Patriot Act came out and started taking our freedoms here at home that George Washington fought for, and for 18 years the Patriots have went to a Super Bowl.
You gave up security. You gave up liberty in exchange for security, my friend.
And George Washington rolled over in his grave. And all of you fools.
George Washington rolled over when the party split and everything. We're doing our forefathers so wrong. So wrong.
Oh, great.
Hey, listen,
but I
listen,
can't
Will,
get behind the Dallas take though.
This is from.
I got to go to work.
Will. Well, here you
I'm
go.
gonna listen.
1982 Lebanon Redskins win. 87 Persian Gulf War Redskins win. 1990 Gulf War DC and the Cowboys wins. 1991 Somalia Bosnia Cowboys win. Haiti 94 Cowboys win. Afghanistan 2001 Patriots. Iraq 2003 Patriots. Pakistan Patriots. Every time we invade a country, America's team wins. Somalia 2008 the New York Giants and the Patriots. Libya Giants and Patriots. Iraq Syria Patriots win again. Yemen Libya 2015 Election Madness Patriots win.
And Mac
2020
Mac Brown was on the grassy knoll.
He wasn't an idiot. He was getting fired at Appalachian State.
Mac Brown was on the grassy knoll.
Hey, you ready for this, Will? Listen to this, Will. Vietnam started in 1965. The Korean War was 1966, Tommy.
What'd you say? The Korean War?
It began in 1966.
The Korean War did not begin in
first shots. That's what my notes say.
Well, your notes are wrong because the Korean War was in the 50s, not the 60s.
Oh, 56. Okay, I got the wrong. Let's see.
It wasn't 56, it was over by then.
Guess when the Super Bowl was? 67. We go Korea, Vietnam. Hey, guys, let's start playing Super Bowls. It's all about bread and circuses. And for you historians know what bread and circuses is, Tom, what did the Romans do?
They handed out bread and gave free gladiator matches to entertain the masses. Like him.
NFL.
Because he
gladiator
needs
matches.
to be occupied or he'll think of all this crazy stuff.
If you
that
don't
he
think,
thinks of.
I just read out 17 straight wars that America's team won.
Hold, bruh. You played the game. You
You
can't
smart.
even do that. You played quarterback in the game.
What does that got to do with
You
it?
was the lead
What's that got
lynchman
to do
on the
with the
field.
NFL?
The United States military has been used like
Quit calling what? What's that?
so many times since World War II. All he's got to do is find when the United States military was used and who won.
I did.
And
It was
arbitrarily
America's
determine
team.
who America's team
team
is.
was at that
and
time.
poof,
Tom,
he's got his theory.
Put it this way. When we went to war in Afghanistan and the Patriot Act was enacted, the Cincinnati Bengals did not win the Super Bowl.
Will.
The Chicago Bears did not win the Super Bowl.
Is there a bar open in Cherryville on Saturday morning that I don't know about?
I didn't write the article. I just took.
is open at
I
this
didn't
time.
write the article. I just took notes.
I think that's what it is. I think he's stopping off at Shitters before he comes in here.
You guys are so silly. You provide proof and you just poo poo it. You just poo poo it. You just poo poo
Holy
it.
cow.
You just poo poo it.
We went from
you
World
just do
Series
it right now. Hold on.
to
You just went
conspiracy
it?
theories.
Y'all just poo poo it.
Yeah, you just poo-pooed out as a bunch of
I
stuff
just
that didn't need
proved
to
it.
be said.
Okay. How many championships the Redskins got? 3. 82 Lebanon Redskins. 87 Persian Gulf Redskins.
But Lebanon was what? The bombing in Lebanon. That's what you're talking about. When the Marine,
every time.
But that's not a war, Kevin.
No, every time the American military and the American government attacks someone, the Patriots win a championship.
No, we were attacked in Lebanon.
Did we kill someone? Well, Tom, if you believe we were attacked, false flags and everything, I'm just telling you. Just telling you, Tom.
Did you not see the hole in the boat?
I didn't write the article. Tom, whoa. Do you believe the Titanic sank, or was it the other one?
What?
That's all I have to say. All right, baseball.
All right.
Now,
Good night,
baseball.
sweetheart. Well,
The
it's
Titanic
time
didn't
to
sink,
go.
Tom. I'm gonna let you in on that in just a minute. All right, JP, it is time for a break. We got to get to NFL. We've got to talk about, is Cam Newton ever coming
Wait a
back?
minute. Before you get all that, I just want to bring to interest to anybody that's going to be available to go. Lenore Ryan Bears and Wingate Bulldogs are playing for the conference championship.
It's kind of funny. That's where I'm heading here a little bit to Lenore Ryan. I might have to sneak over there and catch a little bit.
They're playing for the conference championship today. They're both undefeated going into this game. So just a little bit tidbit. It's got a lot of Cleveland County aspects to it. My nephew Chris Borkins is now a defensive line coach, and he's coaching at Wingate. And Chris has two players at Lenore Ryan, Young and Ramsell.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So, it's Go Bears? Is that what it is?
And my son goes to Lenore Ryan. And
Okay.
I incited a war between them on Facebook.
Oh, goodn
Between the two, so I just.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Facebook
man.
fussing, huh?
Facebook fussing.
All right, we come back. JP's got to give his preview of the new Star Wars trailer as well. You ready for that, JP?
Oh, yeah.
He said a word this
Yeah.
morning. His
I'm
tongue
ready.
is still frozen.
Yeah.
From last night's football game. Thank you, guys. Will, any final thoughts? Go Packers.
Go Pack, go.
Well, as long as y'all don't cheat someone this year like you did the Cowboys 3 years ago.
Well, they really did well
Playoffs.
against Kansas City's backup quarterback last week.
Did they? Did they?
No, they didn't.
All right, JP, we'll be back in a minute. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Straps Jewelers in downtown Lincoln has been your hometown jeweler since 1952. Their customers keep coming back time and time again, generation after generation. You'll find a large selection of fine quality jewelry for any budget and for most any occasion. And they feature in-house jewelry repair, and layaways are welcome. So start your tradition today with a visit to Straps Jewelers, 315 East Main Street in downtown Lincoln. Online at strapsjewelers.com and like them on Facebook too.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts. Christmas at your fingertips.
It's the shopping event of the season, the Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Explore a woodland Christmas with forest-inspired decorations for the merriest time of year, and shop hundreds of booths to find one-of-a-kind gifts for everyone on your list. Buy tickets online and save at southernChristmasShow.com.
Let's go to the Southern Christmas Show.
Is the cost of ink driving your profits down? Then listen up. Discount Ink Jet and Toner is here to help. Discount Ink Jet and Toner specializes in refilling ink jet and toner cartridges. Cut your ink costs by as much as 50% or more. Discount Ink Jet and Toner, located on 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Every morning is different for everybody. Nate gets up for the early shift, while Brad is just getting home from the night shift. Pam runs a PR and a 5K, while Drew runs late to work. Beth proposes a road trip to her boyfriend, while Mark proposes to his girlfriend. Luckily, there's a McDonald's for every morning.
Start your morning with a rich, smooth, and freshly brewed McCafe coffee. And now, get any size for just $1 at McDonald's. Limited time offer. Price of participation may vary. A la carte only.
Claire Snyder of North Lincoln High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What's Up Shopper Scholar Athlete of the Month. Claire is a cheerleader at North Lincoln and is the daughter of Elisa and Steven Snyder of Denver. Claire is a senior and has a grade point average of 4.58. Her advanced courses include AP World History, AP Physics, AP Psychology, AP Statistics, AP U.S. Government, AP U.S. History, AP Environmental Science, AP English Language and Composition, AP Chemistry, AP Calculus, AP European History, AP Biology, AP English Literature Composition, and AP Human Geography. Claire attends the Pursuit Church as a child care volunteer and a member of the youth group. In the community, Claire works as a YMCA summer camp counselor and child care associate. She assists the special needs cheer team, works for Habitat for Humanity, and tutors. After graduation, Claire plans to pursue a BS degree at a 4-year university and master in physical therapy concentrating on pediatrics. The Scholar Athlete of the Month is sponsored by McDonald's, the What's Up Shopper, and KTC Broadcasting. It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
And we're back on Sam Marie Sports Talk. They're still not got their headphones on, even though I said last ad. So
Listen, JP.
Yeah.
We're in here just discussing all kinds of random.
That's what a talk show's for. This is entertainment at its finest.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think some of our
agree.
listeners are a little afraid.
I agree with what Will just did, and that was laugh out loud.
I thought you were talking about leaving.
That one was funny. There you go. I'll give you
some
that.
of the things that are said in this show. I think they're looking for the haze to start coming out the window.
Yeah,
Those guys have to be on something to say something.
Nah, man.
All right, what are we talking about next, Kevin? What are we talking
Well,
about?
let's talk the NFL.
Oh.
Who?
Yeah.
How about some Redskins? Is that what you want to talk about? Huh?
No. Actually, I will say this. About Washington. I'll be quick about it.
I wish y'all would trade us your tackle and quit messing around with him.
Oh, no, that was dumb. I don't want to speak on that. That's dumb. But Dwayne Haskins is a starter this week. They're actually going to give him first-team rep this week. Wow. Only wait 7 or 8 weeks to give a rookie quarterback first-team reps. Thank you. I'm glad we'll get to see him maybe throw only 2 picks.
Pick him in the first round.
Yeah, what's the point of taking him with your first pick? Because we had 2 first-round picks. We traded up for a late first-round pick and got Montez
Well, how
Sweat.
you feel about getting beat by Kirk Cousins after y'all said he wasn't good enough to be
Oh
be a
no! I mean,
Washington Redskins
after
quarterback?
I thought it was dumb that we let him go because Kirk Cousins is a competent enough quarterback to win you games. I'm not saying he's Tom Brady, but not everybody is Tom Brady. He can win you football games. He can go out there and do what he has to do. But I knew he wouldn't want to re-sign with us when Dan Snyder didn't even know his first name. He used to call him Kurt, K-U-R-T, Kurt. It's Kirk, like Captain Kirk. I knew that wasn't gonna happen. They weren't sold on Kirk, and people want to say, oh, he didn't have the many touchdowns that he was throwing for. He still only missed like 4 passes. He was like 83% accurate on the night.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think Kirk Cousins is a good enough quarterback. Whether it's a good enough quarterback to win the Super Bowl, I don't know. But if he probably had the right circumstances, yeah.
Trent Dilfer won the Super Bowl.
I mean, come on.
We talk about
But
all this.
don't poo-poo him. I've interviewed him.
He was 47% that season in completion percentage. Just letting you know where he was.
He was wearing that Super Bowl ring, too. I think. Big.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You won the Super Bowl, you're a quarterback. I don't care if my completion percentage was 10%.
Yeah, I won the Super Bowl.
I mean, we talk about this all the time. It's like, can this quarterback win the Super Bowl? I would say in the NFL, about 20 of them can win the Super Bowl.
It just comes down to personnel.
Good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, was it 48 of the 53 Super Bowl winners have been top 12 defenses?
Last year's game was
There's only
nothing.
been 5 teams in NFL history that
Last
wasn't
year's
top
Super
12.
Bowl was nothing but defense. What was 13-3 final score? Yeah, it was defense.
13-3.
And that defense is carried over for the New England Patriots. Wow.
You know what they're doing is amazing on defense. Before last week's game, because I don't know, I haven't done the what the score was in last week's game, but before last week's game, they were 7-0.
You see that differential?
They were 7-0, 189 in 8 games. So before last week's game, folks, they were 7-0, right?
Yeah.
If the
saw this.
Patriots punted on first down every play this season, they would still be 3-3 and 1. If the Patriots punted on first down this season, that's how much their defense has outscored the teams.
They've only allowed 61 points.
Their
and we
defense
played 8 games.
has scored more points than they've given up.
That's like a high school team.
Well, the
that's
Browns,
like a juggernaut in high school playing someone small.
I tell you, the Browns should have had more points against. I mean, Chubb fumbled after the long run, and they had other opportunities. I mean, they're good. I think
Cleveland will turn it around. What was hard was the first part of their season. I think a lot of us said they could go 9-7 anyways. So they're still on track for
honestly,
a 9-7 season.
You could go back and roll the tape. I think, well, I know for a fact I said, man, look at that schedule. They could really 3-4 was what I said at the worst they could be to probably to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
At 2-5 and Baltimore 5. Now if Baltimore was just 4-3, and the Browns were 2-5, I would say they might probably still got a decent shot at winning the division. Their schedule gets extremely easier. I don't know if you've seen this, and that's why I'm wearing the brown shirt today, because it's rally time, Tom. You ready for the schedule?
Yeah, we got Pittsburgh twice, Cincinnati twice.
Broncos this week with a backup quarterback, and they're terrible.
Their
You're
defense
going to the Bills
is good,
game.
though, Kevin. The Broncos secondary
Yeah, but their
is not
offense
bad.
ain't going to score a point.
Joe Flacco's not playing. Joe Flacco's out.
Joe out for the year.
Horrible.
Yeah, so this will be
Don't
a
talk
win.
about the number 10th all-time winner in playoff victories in NFL history.
Got a
He's beat Tom
bulging
Brady
disc.
and Peyton Manning twice in the playoffs. Joe Flacco.
You're going to the Bills game?
But yeah,
Cleveland?
he's going to the Bills game. He's taking his daughter to the dog pound.
Well,
They're going to be in the dog pound for the Bills game.
Let me tell you something. Be prepared for the power of Josh Allen.
Well, the Bills aren't bad, but the Bills I don't think are as good as their record. I watched them a lot in that Miami game.
Yeah.
And they struggled. I mean, they struggled against, Fitzpatrick is one of those guys that
he's going to get you maybe
he's probably
1 or 2
good
wins.
enough to be a starter. He's just never on a team where he can be the starter.
A decent team.
It's not just that. It's Fitzpatrick has this. It's weird. It's like a Fitzpatrick. It's like it's going to happen.
It's the
one
beard.
game. Well, it's not the beard. One game he's going to throw for 4 touchdowns and 500 yards. The next game he's going to throw for 6 interceptions and like 300 yards.
Do you know who was like that? Josh McCown when he played for Cleveland.
Yeah.
He kept both teams in the game.
Let's play this game, win-loss real quick.
Yeah.
Just since you're not a Browns fan.
Right.
At Broncos.
They should win that game. I have them win.
Home versus Bills with Tom Sinafani gnarling his teeth in the dog pound.
Well, I'll tell you what. Sinafani.
Tom, you going to borrow the hat? Are you going to borrow the hat for the dog pound? Come on, Tommy. Come on,
Tommy. Tom's gonna have a lot of energy, but I think the Bills' defense is actually very good. So I would give the slight edge to the Bills right now.
Home against the Steelers.
That would be I would take the Browns.
Home against the Dolphins.
The Browns.
At the Steelers.
I want to say it's tough, but I'm leaning the Browns.
Home against the Bengals.
That's a win for the Browns. Bengals are about to start an NC State quarterback
at Arizona Cardinals.
That's going to be actually tough. They played the 49ers hard. At Arizona, though, I'll take the Browns. I'll take the Browns.
Ravens at home.
It'll be tough.
Now, Hunter, you just going by what Hunter just said.
Even if you lose that game.
Oh, hold on. You've given us 6 wins so far.
Yeah.
That puts us at 8 wins. Where will the Ravens be at that point? If they're sitting at 9 wins at that point, that could possibly be for the division if the Browns get hot, like I said they could, and you just predicted.
Yeah.
So that could be for the division right there in week 16.
I'll say this. I just know how good the Ravens are.
At home.
I know it's at home, but if you ask me right now, I would probably take the Ravens, just what I've seen.
And then at the Bengals
and then
in
at
the
Cleveland.
So that's 7.
That's going to be a home game in Cincinnati.
So that's 7 wins by Hunter's count. Not Tom or mine. So that's 9. And that's not counting the Ravens. With maybe the division on the line at home.
Right.
That's also not counting the Bills.
Which is a toss-up. Yeah.
So Hunter says he feels 7. That's Browns at 9 and 7 if they can pull that off. Tom, their biggest issue watching them on TV is I've seen this show before. The offensive line is looks like a bunch of matadors out there.
That's why to me it would go either way in Arizona because Arizona's the same way. Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield are both just running for their lives.
It just seems like they can run block, but they can't pass block.
Right. They can go forward, but they can't go back.
Right. I mean, it's just they're having problems. They've benched one of their offensive linemen. They have made a change.
Well, you know what's happening this week, don't you? Kareem Hunt.
Next week.
Right. You get him. You get him in the game 1. Tom, you might catch him. Tom, you might catch him in your arms, jumping into the dog pound.
I don't have that good a season.
We won't.
He better be able to jump like Superman if he's going to get
what you need
back
to see, Tom, is when Kareem starts heading to the end zone. You just need to start running down the stairs.
Run down there.
And then when it happens, we want a shot of Tom Sinafani holding Kareem Hunt on national television.
But this is just a genuine question because we do eventually have to speak on what's
about
happening
him
here
and Chubb in the backfield starting next week.
That's what I was going to say. But here's the thing: is Kareem Hunt to you? Would he be more of your third down back, come in when you want to catch out of the backfield?
Well,
I see people saying he's going to start over Chubb.
There's not.
That's what they're saying on other networks and stuff.
The problem with what you say is he's not a third down back. Hilliard, a Duke Johnson, those are your third down back types. He is an every down back. Chubb is an every down back because Chubb can also catch the football. The problem,
I think they'll just rotate.
But the problem is you got too many cooks in the kitchen. You don't. I mean,
I like having two
both
running
those
backs.
guys want to be both the guys want to be the featured back.
Right.
So one of them's going to have to eventually go.
Kareem,
because I don't think they expected Chubb to turn it. Go ahead.
I was just going to say with Kareem Hunt.
Tough.
Yeah, he's good.
I love Nick Chubb. He's a Georgia guy. He was great at Georgia. I know only what he can do on the NFL stage is big as well, but Kareem Hunt to me is a little bit more of the Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara type back. He can be an every down back, but his elusiveness and how how he doesn't go down on the first hit and can just make people miss his balance, and he's slender build. Nick Chubb, he's a lot stockier.
Right.
So to me. If you were going to run them, it would be what I used to say that Carolina used to never do the right way with D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart.
Tom will remember this. Cowboys never found a way to get Herschel and Dorsett. They had those two guys in the same backfield, and that's just wow.
It's but still, the thing was, when you bring up Herschel Walker, okay, you trade and get something. What the Cowboys got for Herschel Walker just built, forever. But I do think that would be what Cleveland would want to do.
Tommy, I was a Vikings fan for 2 years. For a year and a half. Here's when I changed. When I saw Emmitt Smith run. I thought when they traded Herschel, I started buying Vikings gear. And I got the Herschel Walker this, Herschel Walker. I loved Herschel Walker. And then about halfway through Emmitt's rookie season, it's just you see things, you just have to admit when someone's good. I wanted to not like Emmitt. But halfway through his rookie season, you're seeing him make people miss that Herschel wouldn't make miss. He would just try to blow by. Herschel's a lot more like Ezekiel Elliott type runner, don't you think? Maybe Tom. So Emmitt and Barry,
they seek out contact.
Emmitt and Barry had way more left-right than Herschel and Zeke have, and Bo was kind of a mixture of all that. That's what he was. He was so dangerous. But about halfway through the season, Emmitt was just, man, this kid's good, and you could just see it. And so I came back to Dallas the year before they went to the Super Bowl. I think part of that was too. I think the Vikings might have even traded Herschel to Philadelphia that same year, and I definitely couldn't pull for the Philadelphia Eagles under no circumstances. So that was the end of the Herschel Walker love until he came back.
Think the Browns,
he can play kick returner right now. If the Browns wanted a kick returner, Tom, here we go.
I think the Browns, for them, what they need to do is what Carolina couldn't do when I meant with Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams. They used to flip-flop it and be like, all right, D'Angelo, you're going to run up between the tackles. Jonathan Stewart, you're going to go the edge. No. Their builds are completely different. Jonathan Stewart was the bigger back, should have been between the tackles. D'Angelo Williams was on the edge. Kareem Hunt, get him on the edge. Nick Chubb, between the tackles.
Their problem also, they had a running quarterback, too. They had to get carries, too.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to have a 2- and 3-headed running back monster, and your quarterback's siphoning touchdown carries.
I've seen teams do it with a 2 running backs.
I think they'll be okay.
The Saints have done it.
You never know when a running back's going to sprain his ankle, also, or get banged up, get hit in the head, something. Tom, all right, let's move over. AFC South. We're going to take a break here in just a second, JP. Get ready. About 3 minutes, JP. AFC South. Colts got 5 wins. Texas 5 wins. Jacksonville 4. Titans 4. No idea who the quarterback or what's going on in Tennessee. It's Minshew mania in Jacksonville.
I love it. I eat it up.
Everyone thinks Deshaun Watson.
And he's having a good year.
He is.
Everyone thinks Deshaun Watson is the best quarterback in the conference, in the division, but their defense and coaching has just been very questionable. And then Indianapolis, luck quits, and they're 5-2, and they got an NC State quarterback. So, who's your favorite in the South right now? You don't have to explain it because we've got to move on to the other ones. But just, what do you think in the South? Like,
what didn't J.J. Watt just go down?
Yeah, tore his pec. He's out for the year.
Yep.
Tore a pec.
Yeah.
I would want to say Houston, but you take him out. No, they still have. No.
They're at 5-3 right now.
I want to say Clowney doesn't play down there.
He's in Seattle
now.
So he's in Seattle now. So I don't know what they've got on the defensive line. I would say Houston till that injury. I don't know. I just like the Colts. I like Frank Reich. I think he's one of the best coaches in football, and he's a winner. So I think the Colts are going to pull out that division.
Is Kansas City just going to run away with the West? They're the only one with a winning record right now. Oakland 3-4, Chargers 3-5.
I think Oakland wins
this
weekend.
The Broncos. Who do they got? We'll go down that.
They got Detroit this weekend.
They're I'm just disappointed in the Chargers. I thought they would be better. They were one of the Super Bowl favorites, and they have just kind of.
49ers 8-0
I was a year
in the West.
early on that take.
49ers 8-0 in the West. Jimmy G and the gang. Seattle still 6-2 though. The defending Super Bowl champions NFC champions are in third place at 5-3. Is that the best division in the NFC?
Yeah. No, the NFC North.
You think the North is better?
I think Detroit could beat probably Seattle or the Rams on a neutral field. I think they could win.
You like the Detroit Lions?
I do like the Detroit Lions.
But I'm telling you, that 49ers team, not just against the Browns, but they just destroyed Carolina too. I mean, they're just destroying.
Good defense. And Shanahan's making some good play calls.
They're good.
I said last year, going into last season, I said the San Francisco 49ers were going to be like my dark horse team to make the playoffs. I said that last year. And I said that they would make it this year. But I didn't expect this.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting an 8-0 start. Them and people comparing them like, are they the NFC's new Patriots?
Right. Are my Saints the best team in the NFC, or is it you people are feeling these 49ers, but
I think they're similar, really, in play style because they both have great run games. They both have very good quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees, obviously Hall of Famer, and we know what Jimmy Garoppolo can do. And their defenses are really freaking good, man.
But
they're both good.
I think that 49ers defense is better. The defensive front is better.
Probably.
I think the front four might be the best in football out of
San
the
Francisco
49ers.
don't want to come to the Superdome in the playoffs.
No.
I don't know how. New Orleans has had some heartbreaks the past few years in the playoffs. They're on a mission. I've picked them the last 2 years to win.
The weakness for both the weakness for both of these and the weakness for both of these squads is the same. They both only have really one receiver. Now that the 49ers traded for Emmanuel Sanders.
I think Dez is about to sign with somebody soon.
You think Dez?
I think he's going to sign with somebody soon.
Well, here was the thing. Josh Gordon was on waivers, and he just got picked up by Seattle.
Seattle picked up. Russell
Yeah,
Wilson.
I saw that. But Josh Gordon is just tremendous talent.
You don't count on it unless he's there. He has to be on the field.
I know.
He's not. He's just not dependable. He's like that He's like that really good employee. Doesn't
Super
show
Bowl
up.
champion.
He is the Terry Reinhardt.
Think about it.
Of wide
Went to
receivers.
Cleveland Browns.
Terry's
now
the best at what he does. Unfortunately, he's not been here very
I
long.
know. Tom, just think about though with the difference what Gordon's had in his career at quarterback with Brady and what he had in the Browns organization. Now he's going to a mobile Super Bowl winning quarterback as well. Think about having, just to the defensive perspective, having to guard Gordon with a mobile quarterback that could buy some extra time. That's where I think he's going to catch a couple deep balls if he's on the field.
And let's not forget,
Packers,
DK Metcalf's a pretty good receiver for him too. They're a rookie that
absolutely.
he got. So they've got good talent. I think the NFC West is going to be a nail biter.
Does Wisconsin Willie's Packers stave off the Vikings in the North? And then in the East, we've got Cowboys and Eagles. We're going to talk about the playoff situation in just a minute, and we're going to pick the games when we come back on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Straps Jewelers in downtown Lincoln has been your hometown jeweler since 1952. Their customers keep coming back time and time again, generation after generation. You'll find a large selection of fine quality jewelry for any budget and for most any occasion. And they feature in-house jewelry repair, and layaways are welcome. So start your tradition today with a visit to Straps Jewelers, 315 East Main Street in downtown Lincoln. Online at strapsjewelers.com and like them on Facebook too.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts. Christmas at your fingertips.
It's the shopping event of the season, the Southern Christmas Show, November 14th through 24th at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Explore a woodland Christmas with forest-inspired decorations for the merriest time of year, and shop hundreds of booths to find one-of-a-kind gifts for everyone on your list. Buy tickets online and save at southernChristmasShow.com.
Let's go to the Southern Christmas Show.
We're firing them up in Texas.
We're ready to turn them loose here at Texas.
It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts 300.
Jeremy Clement spins through the grass here on the front straightaway.
We have Jeffrey Earnhardt and Noah Gregson, 2x2, 2 wide. That stacked them up 4 wide, coming into turn 3. Can he slide up in front of him on turn 2? Yes, new race leader, Noah Gregson.
The O'Reilly Auto Parts 300, Saturday, November 2nd at 8 p.m.
The O'Reilly Auto Parts 300 this Saturday evening at 8 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville. Online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
All right, over here with it. Easy there. Great.
Rates are low today. The time is right to improve your home. We have home improvement loans and we're lending right now. Join your neighbors and friends and people all over our local communities who are improving the quality of their lives by improving the quality of their homes. We're an equal housing lender.
Carolina Trust Bank, member FDIC. Community-minded just like you.
Visit your nearest Carolina Trust Bank with 2 offices in Lincoln, also in Gastonia, Denver, Forest City, Hickory, Lake Lure, Vale, and Mooresville, and now in Clover, South Carolina. There's no one like you, and Pandora Jewelry is opening up all kinds of possibilities to show that to the world with the new open bangle. Beautifully crafted from sterling silver with new interchangeable end caps. You can mix, match, and even have the freedom to customize like never before. Shop the new open bangle from Pandora Jewelry now and do see the wonderful Pandora Jewelry. Available at Facet Foundry Jewelry Studios, 530 South New Hope Road, Gastonia. Online at FacetFoundryJewelry.com.
And we're back on Saying More Sports Talk with Kevin.
Good morning. Good morning, JP. How's your breakfast?
It's good.
JP, can it ever be Hunter in the gang? Why is it always Kevin in the gang?
Because he's the boss.
Oh.
Cool in the gang.
Ah.
Cool in the gang. I got some fun tweets and stuff for NFL. Y'all just hang on for me a sec. I just read y'all a couple of them, but I had to give Hunter, our local Redskin fan, some fun stats here. Let's see. Here you go. Kirk Cousins, 23 of 26 of his 3 incompletions. That's the highest completion percentage in Vikings history, by the way. And remember, the Redskins got rid of him, and they replaced him with Keenum, who the Vikings got rid of, and whatever. But anyway, of his 3 incompletions, 2 were throwaways, and 1 was a dropped pass. Kirk Cousins went perfect on Washington. The last time the Redskins and Vikings squared off was last year. Again, it was Cousins versus Keenum.
Yeah.
The last time two quarterbacks switched teams and played each other the following season, 1963 and 64, Norm Snead versus Sonny Jorgensen. Terry, remember that game. Patriots now outscored their opponents by 175. We just saw it was 180-something now.
Yeah.
But that is the second biggest point differential. I just did the math on the 8 games, so now in 8 games. Second largest point differential in NFL history, guys. Better than the 85 Bears. Better than the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. Tommy, can you guess what NFL team had a better point differential than this year's Patriots? Not the 85 Bears and not the 2000 Ravens.
I've heard this stat, and I can't remember it off the top of my
72
head.
Dolphins.
Nope.
It was is it the Bills?
No, you aren't even close. It's the 1920.
I was going to say, it's a long time ago.
Buffalo All-Americans.
I was close.
Y'all were close.
Buffalo. It was Buffalo, but I was like, wait a minute. That's why I said
you
the
didn't
Bills.
get Buffalo.
I did.
You didn't get Buffalo. I didn't even think about that. It was the Buffalo All-Americans.
I remember hearing that stat.
The NFL has seen a defense this good.
Yeah.
How about Kyle Allen in the first 4 games, Tommy? You'll like this one. Had 7 touchdowns and no interceptions. Was undrafted last year. Browns spent a first-round pick on their quarterback, who had 5 touchdowns and 6 and 11 interceptions in his first 6 starts. So my point on some of these quarterbacks is that we almost never know, because a part of the problem is in college they don't play pro offenses. A lot of them. So you don't get your experience in a pro offense until you're on a pro roster.
Yeah,
that's where we get all these unnamed colleges and unnamed backups that people never heard of and stuff, because they know how they can run these offenses.
See, I think that's why I'm so harsh on how the Redskins are handling Dwayne Haskins.
I don't like what leads that, Hunter.
Yeah.
Before you do that,
go ahead.
The 45-man roster.
Right.
If we had 55, these teams could hold
like
in the third quarterback, and we would have better quarterback play when quarterbacks do get hurt. Tommy, you remember most teams used to have 3 quarterbacks back in the day, and then if Phil Simms went out, here comes Jeff Hostetler. You knew who the backup quarterback was.
See, but I thought the rule was now that if you can expand your roster by 1 man to have the third quarterback.
You can have an emergency guy. Most teams, a lot of them don't do it.
Why?
But it would be they just don't. Extra roster spot. Bill Belichick's. Everybody wants to be Belichick. Go ahead about the Haskins.
I was just, I agree with what you're saying. They don't run a pro-style offense at Ohio State. They run a spread-style offense. That's what they like to do. There's not much under center. It's a lot from the shotgun or pistol formation. So for me, like you said, you never know about these quarterbacks.
They've never taken a hike
They've never
before.
taken a hike in a pro-style offense. They've never played in a pro-style game. So that's where I struggle. I've been a Redskins fan for so long, but even I know that when you've got a young quarterback and you usually take him in the first round, expectations are we're going to prepare you to take the reins over. And if this is the first week he's ever seen first team reps, and here we are over halfway through the season, then we don't really know what Dwayne Haskins could be at all yet. Because we've got plenty of time, but we've never put any effort to see what he could be.
I think y'all are smart this year, huh?
By not playing him?
Well, you're not going to win the Super Bowl this year.
I know. That's why I thought we should just play him.
Well, here's why you don't. You don't get him beat. Don't get your rookie quarterback beat up. Don't get him seeing ghost. You lose your first 7-8 games.
Yeah.
There's no expectations. If he comes in and plays bad, there's no expectations. You get the whole
the
off
team's
season.
Bad anyways.
You get the whole off season to get better. If he comes in and plays good, you guys sell extra tickets next year.
Yeah.
Either way, you get a good draft pick because you stunk the first few weeks.
You know what makes what makes it worse though? Another reason why I'm kind of
besides having an Ohio State quarterback, it's a good thing.
No, okay. But one of the things that I'm kind of glad about that he's not playing right now is we have a top 5 left tackle in the league, if not the best left tackle in the league, not playing. So there's no one protecting that blind side.
Even if y'all trade him in the offseason, you still get draft picks from him. I mean, y'all don't have to trade him right this second. It's not like y'all are trying to win a game, and so that's not y'all's strategy.
Not trying to keep his job. If anything, I'll be shocked if he still wants to be there after this year.
All right, in the playoffs started today, here would be the matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings in Green Bay, Seattle in Dallas in the wild card round.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco, the 1 seed, Saints, the 2 seed. Over in the AFC, it would be Houston at Baltimore in round 1.
Mm-hmm.
Bills at Chiefs in round 1. With the Patriots and, ladies and gentlemen, the Colts have a first-round bye right now without Andrew Luck. So he wasn't that good to begin with. So it's simple.
I will not.
Simple.
I will not sit here and take Andrew Luck blasphemy. I will not.
I never thought he was great.
I will not.
I thought he was an adequate quarterback.
I think he's fantastic.
Here's some interesting notes, Tom. You look at these. It also shows your strength of schedule and strength of victory. So the team San Francisco's beat this year have a combined record of 33% win percentage.
Yeah.
The Saints have a combined win percentage. The teams they've beat, 51%. So does the Packers. The Cowboys have the worst win percentage against playoff teams.
Mm-hmm.
Strength of victory. The teams they've beat have a combined 23% of their wins.
And they lose to the Jets.
And they lost to the Jets. Cowboys have by far the worst in the NFC. Strength of schedule, strength of victory. Over in the AFC, how about the Bills? Strength of victory, 18%, and Hunter, without even knowing it, sniffed out the Bills. Or is it Tom? Which one of y'all said they're not that as good as people think?
I watched them against Miami.
Tommy sniffed them out, folks. Give him a pat on the back, a pin on a rose on his nose. Their strength of victory this year is 18%. I mean,
they play in a god-awful division. The Jets and Miami are both tanking.
The Patriots is 26%.
Yeah, I mean, you play who you got on your schedule. You got to still win the game. So.
All right, so Cam Newton's salary, if they cut him, moving on from him, is $19 million in space they free up.
Right.
That pays for, by itself, Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Scarlett, running backs, 3 wide receivers, Jarius Wright, DJ Moore, and Curtis Samuel, while still allowing $4 million to cover the first-round pick or extend Kyle Allen. So the money saved on Cam Newton would pay for Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Scarlett, Jarius Wright, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and the first-round pick. They said he's getting a second opinion this week.
He's in Green Bay.
Will he play again for the Carolina Panthers?
Go ahead, Tom.
Let me put it this way. If Kyle Allen stays healthy, will he play again for the Carolina Panthers?
If I'm the coach, he doesn't. I'm going to get what I can get for him and move on. Because it just seems like there's – and I think Rivera's kind of keeping it.
Is he at a point where his job is starting to be on the line too? Because if he brings Cam in and they lose, or if he,
I think he's keeping it close to
his
the best.
decision.
But
here.
if I'm the coach, I just don't want the baggage anymore. I mean, if you're lights out good, and I'm not saying he's not a talent, because he is. And a lot of people beat him up for this or that. I think that if his head is screwed on straight and he's 100% and he's buying in, but like you said, Kev, there's just I know you in your costume last week was kind of creepy, but it's just one of these. It's one of these things that it's like, look, you're not worth the baggage. I mean, you look at him, he's a really a freak athlete. He's a huge guy. He can really win you a lot of football games if his head's screwed on straight, but I'm just not sure his head's screwed on straight. I don't know whether it's depression, women troubles, blah blah blah. I don't know what it is with the guy, but I mean, something's not quite right. So I would move on. Somebody else will take a chance on him, I'm sure, but I just don't like the bag.
The hardest thing, it's not that I don't like anything about it. It's that to me it's always been a leadership thing to me. And when people say, well, what do you mean by that? And here, let me get specific with it.
Yeah.
It's if it's a grown man, I'm in the huddle leadership type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I'm a grown man and we're in the huddle,
yes,
and after the game you're dressed like you do, or it's about, we're talking about Cam and nothing about Cam. Well, not everybody responds to that way and wants to be, hey, I like Cam. Like, like I've been on, you're on a football team. Some people are hype guys. There's a lot of guys that get hype over every little thing and jump around and scream. I was never one of those persons. I just found it silly to be jumping up and down going, ah! Like, hey, let's hit somebody. I just want to go on the field and play some ball.
Yeah.
And my question was, so we go to these fan fests and the practices and stuff. Well, Kyle Allen will drop back, throw a pass. Or no, Cam will drop back, throw a pass. And then he'll walk over to the stands and do a dance or start the wave.
Yeah.
Kyle Allen will drop back and throw a pass. And Will Greer will drop back and throw a pass. And they'll just get in the back of the line. As a leader of the team, and I'm always question is Kyle Allen supposed to say, well, am I supposed to get back in line and ready for my next pass, or am I supposed to go dance with Cam between throws? And people think that's being silly and everything, but in actuality, they tell you as a young quarterback or a young player, you're supposed to watch the guy in front of you, do what he does. And it's just, to me, it's always been these are grown men in a huddle, and if you don't act like a grown man and a leader, I think that's where you come in some of those problems. But the thing with Rivera, Tom, I think he's got a tough decision. But the one thing they've said this whole time, if y'all listen very closely to the words they say, they always say, we will make that decision when Cam's 100% healthy. Two things: when is Cam going to ever be healthy? And he's never says when Cam's 100% healthy, he's our starter. It's we'll make the decision when he's healthy.
This is what I would do. The trade deadline. When's the trade
It's
deadline?
done. It's passed.
Okay, trade deadline's done. That's right. Deactivate him. Trade him in the offseason. That's what I would do.
That's pretty much what the Broncos did to Joe Flacco.
And you know what I would do? Deactivate him. Say, hey, he's not 100%. He's going to take the rest of it. That way you don't have the circus of you benched Cam and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Okay, just listen. Okay, Cam, take the rest of the year. Heal. Talk to your agent.
Well,
chop yourself around.
I think there's too many bad things that can happen if he does come back. Because what if he does come back and plays bad? Or what if you have to bench him? Do you want the end of his Carolina Panthers career?
That's right. I would just say
to look bad or
he's not healthy, guys. He's not coming back this year.
It looks bad anyway. He's lost 8 straight.
And Tom, new owner. This isn't his coach. This isn't his quarterback. That you know what I mean.
You don't have to make this into a circus. You can do this with some dignity and
the injury to Cam. What I was hearing is that most people, when they have this injury, they undergo surgery to get it fixed. Well, Cam has tried to go about it in an organic way, not have surgery in case he could come back. It's not getting better, so he's going to get a second opinion from his old orthopedic surgeon for the team, who's now in Green Bay. So he's going there for a second opinion. But the thing with Cam as well, or the way that I would handle this whole situation is, I have to say, if you're not sold on Cam, or if you're not sold on Josh or Kyle Allen, or if you're not even sold on Will Greer, you just look and see who's coming out next year.
What I'm saying. Go get
They say there's at least 7 NFL-ready quarterbacks coming out in next year's draft. Joe Burrow looks really good. And if you commit to not tanking, but, not putting the best team out there that you can and getting a quarterback that is surefire going to be able to come in and win you ball games. You get him on a rookie contract still.
Yeah.
I mean,
the thing on these draft picks, Hunter, is that the last few years it's proven that you don't have to have the number one pick, like I just said with Baker and Kyle Allen's winning games. Gardner
was
Minshew,
like 5th or 6th round pick.
For example, and I know here we go on Cam. Cam and Andy Dalton drafted the same year.
Mm-hmm.
They had the same record.
Andy Dalton just got benched.
And Andy Dalton just got benched in the same year. They were drafted the same year. Neither one of them has a Super Bowl. They both quarterback a Queen City team. The Kitty Cats are their sponsors or their mascot. And Tom, both those Kitty Cat Queen City teams have both lost 2 Super Bowls. They're twins, Cincinnati and Charlotte. So Panthers are the Bengals of the AFC and vice versa. And they have the exact same winning and loss record. So, as a Panthers fan, in retrospect, Tom, could you look back and say, man, if we would have drafted Von Miller first overall, the Broncos wouldn't have won that Super Bowl. Can't say we would have, but the Broncos wouldn't have. But then again, in the second round, you could have picked Andy Dalton. So if they called them today, if someone called the Panthers today and said, we'll give you Andy Dalton and Von Miller for Cam Newton.
Whoa. Let's not forget. 4th round pick in that draft was Russell Wilson.
That too.
Russell Wilson has been to 2 Super Bowls already.
That too. But I'm just comparing. Everybody wants to trash Andy Dalton as being bad. Cam's had more losing seasons than Andy Dalton, and they have the same exact record.
All you guys are making the case for is what everybody makes the case for. You've got to get the draft right.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to get it
You've got to get it right.
Dallas had it wrong for 5 or 6 years there before in the Romo era, and right before he got in there, they had nothing in the cupboard.
I know he's a Carolina boy. Well, when the Bears drafted Trubisky instead of Mahomes.
But nobody really knew what Mahomes was going to be.
You didn't know that, but what I knew when that was drafted, if y'all go back to that Saturday, I guarantee there's a video of Kevin Hagan say, you don't draft a North Carolina quarterback.
You got to get it right.
Number 2.
Just ask the Brown.
And feel bad about this.
If Chris Keldorf don't get drafted,
feel bad about this, though. I felt bad about this. Andy Dalton got benched on his birthday.
Did he?
They told him he's
a grown
benched
man.
on his
Don't worry, your birthday.
That's unfortunate.
That's a jerk move.
That's
all right, Tom, you get out of here?
Yeah, I've got to go, guys. I appreciate it. I'll be back.
What are you umpiring today?
I've got
refereeing.
Lenore Ryan make it. They didn't play for 2 weeks, so I think the guys want to get just baseball.
Oh, okay.
A 14-15, just standard showcase game. I'm going to practice my running out of the run lane.
The run lane. There you
I'm
go.
just calling on purpose.
Yeah.
Like first guy.
Well, I guess that means we get to finish the show and talk about whatever we want.
Exactly. Tom, the Broncos have the 8th best defense by points in NFL.
The pass defense is good. Baker Mayfield, twice as many interceptions
Von
as
Miller.
touchdowns.
Think about it. You could have Von Miller and Kuechly on the same team.
Yeah.
That would be nice. But like I said,
the Red Rocket Andy Dalton.
I'll say it one more time. Hindsight's always 20/20, but you got to get your draft right. All right, guys, I'm out. I'll see you. All right.
So, Hunter, let's look at these top 12 defenses real quick. How many are in the playoffs right now? Patriots, check.
Yes.
49ers, Vikings are in.
Mm-hmm.
Titans are not. They're 1 game out.
Mm-hmm.
Bills are in.
Yeah.
Bears are not.
Cowboys
are in. Broncos are not. Saints are in.
Yeah.
Chargers are not.
Nope.
So how many nots is that? 3?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
It was
4,
the
5,
Chargers, Broncos, Bears, 4, and the Titans.
And Jacksonville is the 12th team.
And Jacksonville's not in right now.
They're 1 game out as well.
They're 1 game out.
So we always talk about this defense wins championships. I think it was 48 of the 53 first Super Bowls won by a top 12 defense. We'll take a break in just a minute. Jay Pizzle, faux shizzle in there. You know what that is? No.
That's wait.
Oh gosh, that was bad on my part. But
Yeah.
I was just trying to, anything I can do to try to get JP wake up and moving in there. I've got to do whatever I can, folks. All right. So the NFL average throughout NFL history has been 24 points a game for all teams scoring wise. Looking at that, this year we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 teams less than 24, so it's right up pretty much on the average. 23 is probably that this year, so let's move that down. We'll go to 23 to get closer. So if your team is giving up 22 or 23 points or less, you've got a above average defense. Kansas City, Baltimore, Rams, Colts, Steelers, Jaguars, Packers, Chargers, Saints, Broncos, Cowboys, Bears, Bills, Titans, Vikings, 49ers, and Patriots. I don't see the Panthers on that list.
Panthers.
Seahawks are not in.
The Panthers, that probably went up by a lot after the 49ers game because they gave up 50.
The Redskins have a better defense right now, folks, than the Seahawks, the Eagles, the Browns, the Panthers. Arizona Cardinals got 3 wins. And then all the other teams that don't have pretty much anything.
We just can't score.
Obviously, Kirk Cousins might have come in. Or just out of
just think
and
about
Trent,
it.
You're not having a left tackle.
We don't have a left tackle. And think about it, too. Well, and Darius Guice got hurt, so that's a running back that we were going to lean on a lot. But I think Adrian Peterson still can run the ball.
Yeah,
All you got to do is just give him the ball. So
let's pick these games, Hunter.
We'll
pick the games and we'll take a break, JP. So get your finger on the button and be ready.
9:30 game.
Tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Texans, Jaguars in London.
Yeah. I'm going to roll with Jacksonville because I think Jacksonville's defense is obviously better than the Texans' defense. Last time these two teams played earlier in the season,
Texans by 1.5.
Texans only won the game over the Jaguars by 2 points. So,
1.5 point spread.
Yeah, it's 1.5 point spread. So I'm going to take the Jags. And Texans have got a longer flight over to London. This is across the pond. So I'm gonna take the Jags. I'm riding Minshew Mania.
I'm gonna take Texans this week on a NFL fixed game that Deshaun Watson puts a show on because they've had some bad quarterbacks over there in London this year so far. So I see a Deshaun Watson put a show
I wonder how many fans over there are gonna have the fake mustaches on.
I don't know.
Represent Minshew Mania.
I don't know. I wonder what percentage of the fans are actually Americans that come over as opposed to Londoners. That's the information I want.
The NFL's making you think it's big
That's
over
what
there.
I'm saying. It's just
they're
people
giving
going.
tickets. They're like, take it, please.
Bills at home, 10.5 point favorites to the Redskins.
I'm going to take the Bills. I know we're bad
Cover
on
the
offense,
spread?
but I was about to say I think Washington covers.
Washington covers. 10.5 is kind of a lot.
Yeah.
For against a good Redskins defense. And it's going to be cold. It's not like it's going to be warm up there. Very cold. 42 degrees in Buffalo today. Down in Miami, it's 86 degrees. Dolphins are 1-6 versus 0-7. And if you're in hell Sunday morning, that's where you'll be watching Sunday afternoon is Jets and Dolphins.
Yeah, if you wanted your eyes to bleed, you're gonna watch.
Jets
the
are favored
play.
by 3 on the road in Miami.
You know what?
86 degrees.
Here's the crazy thing. I think I'm gonna take Miami to get their first win of the season. I think they played good last week against the Bills.
It's the Adam
team.
Gase Bowl.
This is the Adam Gase Bowl.
His teams are combined 1-13.
They're just bad. They're just bad. So I'm gonna take the Dolphins and Fitzpatrick.
I take Dolphins at home. I take Fitzmagic. The Jets. I want the Jets to go 1-15 this season.
Just because they only
beat
win
the Cowboys. Just for Terry.
Terry.
Chiefs at home, 5-3. This is gonna be one of the better games this week, folks. It's not even showing a spread right now. It's so close, I guess, is what's going on.
It's either that or they're still trying to see because the Chiefs haven't announced whether or not
That's what
Patrick
it is. They
Mahomes
did that last
play.
week. They did that last week. So Chiefs and Vikings still haven't announced the betting line on that. So we can't even pick that if we don't know if Mahomes is going to play. Well, I guess both of us would pick Vikings.
Yeah, with no
if
Mahomes.
He don't.
Yes.
Let's see. Bears at Eagles. 4.5 point spread for the Eagles.
I'll take Philadelphia. I'll take Philadelphia.
So both these teams are so
like
inconsistent.
This. They're just like this.
I'm gonna take Philly at home.
I guess it's just because I'm gonna.
They're not gonna cover 4.5.
No,
I'll go 3.
I'll tell you this though. I would take the under in this game.
At
under 41 because I don't think I think the Bears defense is good enough and the Bears offense is bad enough that
the Eagles defense isn't any good. They're worse than the Redskins.
But who are you trusting more, Trubisky or Wentz?
Colts at Steelers. The line is even. It's a pick'em game.
I'm taking the Colts.
Wow.
I'm taking the
You
Colts.
think it's a pick'em game?
I personally don't think it's a pick'em game.
Did they just not want to favor the Colts on the road? Is that what that is?
Maybe
because they get 3 points. Home team gets 3 points. That means they think.
I don't know what they see in Mason Rudolph because I've seen enough. I've seen enough of him and Jacoby Brissett to know that the Colts.
Where's that even?
The Colts have just played every game so close. I guess that they don't. I don't know. To me, Colts would be at least a 2.5.
I was gonna say 2.
At least 2.5.
Titans at Panthers. Panthers favored by 3.5.
To me, I think
this is the only team.
Yeah.
That the Carolina Panthers have never beat.
And I don't.
I was at both. I've been at both.
I don't
Titans
I don't think the Panthers win this game. I think this is another game where Kyle Allen has growing pains again against another good defense in the Titans.
I'll tell you something funny about that. In fact, the first time the Titans came to town, they were my quote unquote AFC team then. When Houston moved, so when Dallas got put out, I was pulling for them. I really liked Steve McNair,
right?
And so I was like, I want to pull for the Titans. Well, they ended up coming to Carolina for a game. I bought off a Titans fan a foam that wrapped around your head, the flaming, the logo. It was fire. It was like a fire head and it had their big logo. I bought it off a Titans fan from Nashville. She said, I got a couple at home. And I just bought it off of there. And I had it for years and it got torn up in college. But I was at a Titans
it's crazy. Something is telling me the Titans because...
Is Tannehill starting? Is that who
Tannehill is starting. And Tannehill, to me, is a more competent quarterback than Mariota is.
But here's the thing. Would you rather have Mariota or Tannehill against Luke Kuechly? Because...
Tannehill.
I wouldn't. Because I know Tannehill's going to throw a pick at some point. And Mariota could at least put Kuechly on his heels to the point where he might take off and do something. I think Tannehill's going to sit back and throw some picks.
I don't know. If you ask me, I think this is going to be kind of a garbage game as well. And it has nothing to do, I don't think I'm hating on the Panthers fans. I'm just saying you still got Kyle Allen at quarterback. We saw him actually face a real defense last week, and he got lit up. And he looked like he was shell-shocked.
Might be the best team in the NFC. What you going to do?
I'm gonna take the Titans.
Titans to cover all that stuff.
Yeah.
To win straight up.
Straight up
win. All right.
Straight up.
Lions at Raiders. Both teams with 3 wins. You said you was gonna pick the Raiders this weekend.
Yeah, I think I'll take the Raiders at home.
Favored by 2.5.
I like the Detroit Lions. I heard today though that Matt Stafford is sick, so he's gonna be going into this game. I think playing with a cold. I don't know how much that's gonna affect him. So
Seahawks only favored by 4.5 against the Bucks.
Jameis can throw for 55. We've seen him do it.
Yeah, but I know that. But
well,
here's my thing. I never pick a cross country team, especially going on against a good team. Like if you're playing a terrible team, but if you're going to play a good team across the country, I don't see a Tampa team going into Seattle at 53 degrees.
Oh, I don't see him winning.
And 4.5, I don't see
him winning. But I don't know if Josh Gordon can play immediately. I don't know what time of the week they picked him up off waivers. But if he plays, that's just another weapon.
Browns favored by 4. Is this the start of the streak?
This is the start. This is the start of the streak. It's a 1-game win streak because they'll lose to Buffalo next week. But then after that, the streak will continue.
I hope they don't lose. I hope Tommy and his daughter and Anna get up there and
I think it'll be a good game.
The dog and get a win in the dog pound.
Well, just think they're going to watch 2 first-round draft picks face off against each other. Same draft, Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield.
Packers at Chargers, Green Bay by 3.5 on the road.
I think Green Bay might be
all the way in L.A.
Green Bay might be first or second best team in the NFC.
Tickets are $370 for that game.
I don't know why.
Packers Nation.
I really don't know why because this isn't even a real football stadium.
That's what I'm saying. It's a small stadium, Packers Nation, and the tickets have skyrocketed apparently.
Yeah.
Last 2 games real quick, JP. Patriots at Ravens. Patriots favored by 3 in Baltimore.
I'm going to take New England to win, but I think it'll be a fun game. I think it'll be fun.
Patriots to win. Need the Ravens to lose for the Browns to try to get that division. Monday Night Football.
It was garbage.
Here's the Cowboys playing another terrible team. They have the easiest schedule in the world.
Well, think about it. It's the same thing I said about the
Besides
Bills.
The Patriots.
It's the same thing I said about the Bills. You can't fault who's in their division.
No.
I mean, they got the Giants and Washington.
Dallas and Philadelphia are on a race to 8 or 9 wins for that
win that division.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Dallas is favored by 7.
And an early exit from the playoffs. I agree.
7 on the road in New York. Does the Giants cover?
No, I don't think the Giants cover. I don't. They made a move for Leonard Williams trade deadline. I think he helps a little bit, but I think this is a game where Zeke eats. I think they're going to try a running back matchup.
Okay.
Saquon versus Zeke, and I'm taking the Cowboys.
All right. We'll be back in a few minutes on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Is it time for a new roof for your home or business? If so, call Creason Roofing of Cherryville. Creason Roofing in Cherryville will meet or beat any competitor's pricing on a new roof That's one of the reasons why they have been serving our area for over 40 years. Steve Creason, along with his wife, son, and daughter, all work together as a family and a team. They take pride in their work and reputation. Just call 704-435-1791 or visit the website at CreasonRoofingLLC.com. Like them on Facebook, too. That's Creason Roofing of Cherryville. Who are you? You're not a goat. Oh, you say you feel like a goat since you didn't buy your car from Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. And now you're putting up with a bunch of bull. Don't be like my friend here. You get no bull at Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard. Don't let another dealer get your goat.
Head coach Mac Brown returns to North Carolina for a brand new era of Tar Heel football. The Hall of Fame coach brings his national championship pedigree back to Chapel Hill as the team begins its rise to the top of the ACC.
Ball's on the deck. Carolina scoops it up and is taking it in for a touchdown.
Catch every moment all season long right here on the Tar Heel Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Make your business or office a Boss of Carolina Country listener post. All you have to do is tune your radio in your business or office to 101.5 FM, 107.5 FM, or 92.3 FM. Let us know and we'll put your name on the radio. And each month we'll have a drawing from our area listening post for a dozen breakfast biscuits from the Creekside Clock Restaurant in Shelby, along with coffee or tea. Area listening posts include Promotion Motors in Lincoln, Cherryville Signs and Graphics, Lowe's in Lincoln, Watson Carpet and Tile Lincoln, RD Mattress Cherryville, Carolina Furniture in Lincoln, Memory Lane in Krause, Davis Brothers Automotive in Lincoln, It's Your Feed in Cherryville, Deja Vu Consignments in Cherryville. So make your business or office a Boss or Carolina Country listening post today. It's time to get your Christmas party booked at the Captain's Cap Family Fish House with locations in Gastonia, Belmont, and Denver. Since 1981, the Captain's Cap has been serving this area with the finest in seafood. Enjoy their big salad bar, fresh seafood dishes, along with steak and chicken plates. Start your family tradition with a stop at the Captain's Cap Family Fish House on Linwood Road in Gastonia, on Highway 16 in Denver, and on Park Street in Belmont. Visit them online at thecaptainscap.com.
Unless the Lord builds a house, its builders labor over it in vain. This is from Psalms 127, and this verse is what Key Builders in Lincoln is built on. Key Builders in Lincoln is large enough to do what the big boys do, but small enough to be personal. Bring your own plans or visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and view theirs. They have homes for everyone, so call your local hometown builder. Key Builders, 704-735-0040, or visit their office at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too.
And we're in the last leg of the race.
Yeah.
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 We are.
We are.
Anything else, JP? Good breakfast. You're just so quiet this morning.
He's tired.
I'm tired.
I can see it.
I was up too late watching Gotham last night.
Okay.
I thought you said golf,
JP.
but you said Gotham. Okay, I was like...
You were up all night last night playing football, and then you went home and went and did that. Yeah, that's your fault now. JP, any thoughts on the final Star Wars trailer?
Oh, my thoughts on it. Well, it's going to be very interesting. I'm praying it's a good movie, to be honest, because, to be honest, the last one sucked, like, all get out, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But, to be honest, from what I've seen in the final trailer, it looks to be a perfect conclusion to the Skywalker saga, in my opinion.
All right, there's JP's breakdown of the new, or his thoughts on the new trailer. All right, let's go over to some quick news and notes. We got NCAA football and NASCAR, maybe touching the NBA. We really, they've started off this week. At one point, Hunter, on Thursday night, on Friday morning, the Charlotte Hornets were number 1 seed in the East.
Yeah.
And the Lakers were the worst team in the NBA.
At
one point this season.
How it has turned.
So we're going to talk more about that this year as the year goes on, folks. So
How
Hunter
many-
and I are
what-
going to
what
start
was
winning
the
some
over-under
games.
on their wins?
24.
Well, they're at 2 right now.
They beat the Kings last night, who had or the night before, who hadn't won a game, and then they won last night on the back-to-back. Harrison Barnes hit a shot last night. We'll talk more about that later in the season. We'll have so much more once the season gets started.
You know, my buddy texted me the other day. He was like, "So, are you watching this basketball game?" I was like, "No, I'm watching the World Series." And he said, "Why?" I said, "What do you?" I said, "What do you mean, why?" And I'm calling you out if you're listening to this, Jonah. I'm just being honest. He said, "Why?" Let me tell you something. The first month or two of the NBA, like, it don't matter. This is a.
So
you're
on
talking
Super
about a
Bowl
champion.
Sunday, is he watching NBA college games and NBA instead of?
That's what I'm saying. What do you mean why? We're talking about a championship game compared to like game 3 of the NBA.
A regular season NBA game in October.
Yeah, but another buddy was like, "So how do you think LeBron looks this year?" I said, "Dude, I haven't watched a single NBA game."
We'll get to that about December, won't we?
Yeah.
Because we got so much high school football and college football to get through. I got rid of Tom and got rid of Terry, and I guess I can talk about that upset in Boone Thursday night.
I don't know if you want to.
I'll give my excuses. We'll start at the top with how dare they make Appalachian play on a Thursday night in Boone.
Halloween night.
On Halloween night. Let me tell you something, honey. If there's one night a year to party in Boone, it's Halloween night.
The same thing like East Carolina.
In Boone. Because a lot of the students are actual transients. And it's not that... And what I mean by that, it's not that they come every day to Boone. Is a ton of kids go to Appalachian, go home every weekend.
Mm-hmm. Very close.
I even know a kid who used Appalachian as his weekend home on the reverse. So he scheduled all Tuesday, Thursday classes.
Yeah.
He would he rented a room from some friends that had a house.
Yeah.
And he would live in that room on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and that was it. Every other night he was at home. So on Thursday after class he would go home.
Huh.
On Tuesday morning he would get up and go to class and drive to Boone in the morning.
That's not smart.
And so he was only actually up there 2 days. So that's one of my excuses. Another excuse is that it's the triple option. You never know what's going to happen with it. Another excuse is that Georgia Southern is not scared to come into Boone. They have been our rival for years. It's not like a normal or regular team in the Sun Belt that's never been to Boone and don't know what's going on. Those guys, they go there every year. They know what's going on.
Yeah.
Or every other year, I guess. They also, Hunter, have won 6 national championships, the most in FBS. And everybody wants to know, well, how does that compare to some of the other schools? Well, let's compare them. Top 10 schools of most national championships in history. The Golden Gophers are 10th. With 6. They're undefeated this year and get no respect, Hunter, in college football.
No respect.
That's probably one of my biggest peeves on the college football is that it depends what your name. Like
they look at the name.
If I gave you a schedule of the teams and their wins versus what that team's name was, the voting's different. So let's think about this off the top of our heads.
Right.
If Minnesota goes undefeated, and Ohio State goes undefeated, and they didn't play each other or whatever, who would be ranked higher?
Ohio State would be top 5.
And they had the exact same record.
Ohio State would be top 5. Minnesota would be top 15.
Or Ohio State would be top 3 probably if they're
Probably
undefeated.
top 3. A lot of people
2.
say Ohio State should be the number 1 team right now. They are very good.
Another weird way to looking at these is who got beat by who. So you'll sit there and turn around and say, well, say Georgia got beat by South Carolina. Well, let's say, what if Georgia beats Alabama, and then they go 1 loss, Hunter, and then they come at you and say,
but
well,
you
Hunter,
lost to South Carolina.
You lost to South Carolina. Alabama lost to a better Georgia team. But we beat y'all.
I know.
And that's the games they play in college football.
Because see here, and this is serious. So I'm glad you brought that up. LSU and Alabama play next week against each other. Okay, they're both undefeated. Tua is not going to play in that. Maybe not play in that game because he had ankle surgery. So we'll see how that is. If LSU beats Alabama, what's going to be bad is that Alabama will still be in the discussion to be in the top 4.
If Alabama wins, that'll guarantee them a spot in the national championship.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Will it not?
And LSU,
if they beat LSU without Tua, that'll guarantee them a spot in the national championship. They don't even have to win the SEC championship after that
because they'll have to still go through us.
They beat They beat it. Yeah.
Well, the winner of this Florida-Georgia game more than likely is going to be the matchup for the SEC championship game. So
Georgia Southern
and LSU's already beat Florida. So if LSU wins against Alabama, LSU would just have to play a team they've already beat this year.
Yeah, I love I like when all the teams all have one loss and it's complete chaos. So we have all these dumb arguments, and because it's like with the quarterback argument, depending on who the coach is, who the fan base is, who the general manager is. And in college, who the coach is in college depends on who your quarterback is.
Well, see,
because
that's
people's jobs are on the line.
I love college football, but that's one of the problems I do have is it's so detailed on if you're not undefeated, then you have no chance. And it's like, well, okay, but nobody is ever really undefeated in the NFL. It's only happened once. So
and then you brag, say Alabama, they say, well, we went undefeated this year. And let's say they beat 3 ranked teams the whole year.
Yeah.
So
you
won 13 games this year, and 3 of them were against ranked teams. That would be like the Dallas Cowboys, that'd be like the Patriots saying, "We won the Super Bowl. Of our 19 wins, only 4 of them were against NFL teams."
Right. You don't want to see who,
right?
And going off that, you don't want to see who Clemson plays today.
Who do they play?
They play Wofford. Clemson plays Wofford today in what, week 8? And they're playing Wofford.
Alabama finishes up with Western Carolina.
Alabama doesn't even play today.
They play Western Carolina in a couple of weeks.
So I'm just
saying.
saying.
Western got beat by Gardner-Webb this year. Alabama plays Western Carolina. Let me repeat, Western was beat by Gardner-Webb.
I was out at the Western Carolina NC State game, and it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty.
Western got beat by Gardner-Webb.
Here's the thing.
And they're playing Alabama.
Here's the thing. Georgia's had a tougher strength of schedule than Alabama has. Because Georgia has at least played against a Notre Dame. They're about to play against a ranked Florida team. They play an LSU. I don't think people understand Georgia's upcoming schedule, and I'm very upset about it, but at the same time, it's going to test them. They not only play Florida, they play LSU, and they play Auburn.
Yeah.
That's a rough schedule where Alabama is going to play LSU now off of a bye. Oh, well, aren't you lucky you get to have a full week off, both of them, to prepare for each other? That's real nice. You don't just play each other right after a tough game. That just makes me mad. But I also did see that I think it's Alabama and Florida State have signed a deal to start in 2025 that Alabama and Florida State will do home and aways with each other.
Let me go down these. We'll pick some games, and I'll make a fun note here in a second. For some of the listeners. Oklahoma 7 championships. Ohio State 8, tied with Harvard. Southern Cal with 9, tied with Michigan with 9. Into the top 4, Notre Dame with 13. Princeton and Alabama are tied with 15 in the 2 spot. And the team with the most national championships, Yale. Yale. Rebel Yale in there, JP. All right, Hunter.
Yeah.
Let's play a little fun Chaz time.
Fun? Oh. It's now time for fun Chaz.
So Appalachian lost to Georgia Southern.
Right.
The box score in this game,
very lopsided,
is...
at least on the ground.
No. The quarterback for Appalachian, who beat North Carolina, who has a quarterback who people tell me are better than Chaz, who they called the option for. We'll get into that in a second. This cat went, Zach Thomas, 25 of 51.
Mm-hmm.
That's less than 50%, right?
Barely. Yes.
Chaz completed 59% at Carolina in his 9 starts. The quarterback for Georgia Southern, the winning quarterback for Georgia Southern, folks, was 1 for 4 for 16 yards. Not only don't tell me Chasser can't play quarterback, don't tell me Sage couldn't play quarterback if he wanted to. For someone like 1 for 4, Hunter. Now, granted, the kid had 83 yards rushing, and that's the offense. Maybe Georgia Southern should have hired somebody from South Point to figure out how to play against that defense. But, the thing is, when I was telling some people, Hunter, you gave up 24. That's average. Your offense only got 21. Where was your offense? Everybody wants to blame the defense for the triple option, but where was your offense? Georgia Southern's 5-3. Where was your offense that night? So that brings me over to, of course, the Duke North Carolina game.
Mm-hmm.
Where
did you watch it though?
No. So Hunter, if Chaz is at Duke, would he be playing linebacker right now?
Probably not.
Okay. Who threw the interception to end the game?
Okay. Who caught the interception?
Who threw the interception?
Who caught the interception?
Who threw the interception?
Well, it wasn't Chaz.
No, who threw? Yeah, for Duke.
But who caught the interception?
No, who threw? I know who threw the interception.
We can go back and forth on that.
Who threw the interception?
Who threw the interception was the head quarterback at
No,
Duke.
it wasn't.
Who I have no idea.
It wasn't. It was the running back.
Oh no, it was right. They tried to do a jump play.
It was a running back.
They tried to do a jump pass.
Think about this.
And that was a bad jump pass. He got blown up trying to throw
Think
that
about
ball.
this. Mac Brown tells me that Sam Howell's better than Chaz.
Yeah.
He's at 61%.
Right.
Chaz was 59. Against Clemson, Mac Brown's best play, the best play on the team. Let's call this play. We've got our new quarterback. He calls an option.
With the wrong
with Chaz
one.
Surratt sitting there on the team.
Yeah.
Duke, who's Chaz should be the quarterback of.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to be a Tar Heel so bad. He should be the quarterback of Duke the other day.
They don't do a jump
Guess
pass.
what? If he would have threw a pass, Chaz Surratt wouldn't have intercepted it because he wouldn't have been at Carolina. He wouldn't have been playing linebacker. They wouldn't have done a jump pass. And by God, they wouldn't have had the running back
do the jump pass,
throwing the pass. So if you want me to give you credit for a linebacker picking off a running back jump pass, I'm not going to give it to you.
Kevin, he's been playing good at linebacker.
I didn't say that.
He's been.
Did I say that?
Mac Brown's going to get him drafted in that position?
No. Mac Brown's going. He's going to get himself drafted.
Well,
position.
Mac Brown put him in a position to succeed.
He could have not. He could have went and played somewhere else,
if
like
he wanted
Appalachian or Georgia Southern.
He would have had to sit out a year.
Else. Yeah, right. So, I think he would succeed at any position that he
I think he's that athletic, absolutely.
Right. I'm not saying I like. I mean,
but
fine.
see, here's my thing. I don't think Mac Brown would have put him in that situation if he didn't know he could succeed.
Well, what Chaz is doing is he didn't have any depth there too. So what Chaz is doing, he's doing that for Mac, and he's doing that for UNC. He's not doing it for himself.
Oh, well, yeah.
Mac Brown needed a linebacker.
Yeah. He wants to play, and guess what? He might be the best middle linebacker in the ACC.
Well, what's going to make him good also is he did play quarterback, and so he knows what the quarterbacks are thinking. I'm never going to say anything bad about him playing linebacker. I think he can. It just saddens me when a kid is forced out of the quarterback position for other reasons. None of the other backup quarterbacks are playing different positions, and I know maybe they can't. But what I'm saying is, when you have the chance to do that, and you have the ability, I
can see what you're saying though, because you see a lot of quarterbacks, if they get benched for somebody else that's coming in, most of the time
Edwards
they transfer.
should have never been returning punts.
Well, no, but most of the time they transfer.
Right.
Jalen Hurts, he got benched, he transferred.
Right.
Kelly Bryant, he transferred to Missouri. Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield transferred.
People like Terry thinks Jalen Hurts should be playing linebacker at Alabama, right?
Just because he wants him to stay committed to the
See
school.
what I mean? That's what Chaz did basically. Instead of moving on to Oklahoma.
But if that's what he wanted to do, though.
Well, I'm not. I don't want to get into that part. I just want to say when people say he can't play, yes, he can. Yes, he could. It's a quarterback situation. Like I said, John Fox drafted Jimmy Clausen and Armani Edwards. Never seen a single one of them throw a pass. And it's all about who the coach is, how much money they're getting, what they're doing. It all goes to that. It's everybody's job is on the line, and they're not. They're being careful. Quick, some news and notes. Some of these coaches getting paid. They were talking about some of these bonuses and stuff. Dabo Swinney the other day with his $9 million payroll hunter.
Yeah.
If he would take $1 million off of that, right?
Yeah.
The every player on the team could get $10,000.
Yeah, I like that.
So there's one of these teams, I can't remember which one it is. They get $1 million. They're getting $1 million now every win they get.
Right.
For the rest of the season. So if they get 5 wins, it's $5 million. Well, that's $50,000 a player on the team. So if a coach, and we talk about this in the NCAA tournament basketball, when, like, say, Coach K makes the Final Four, he gets $1 million bonus. So basically, what they're doing is putting a sack of money on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And if that team wins, that coach gets the sack of money.
Betting's illegal, but they're betting on their coaches.
They're literally betting on these games in front of everyone secretly, because if I think it's the Indiana coach, he gets like $1 million per win from here on out or something like that. So if they basically have a sack of money out there, Hunter, and if they win, I get the sack of money. If I don't
get it.
You players are gonna be running on Monday.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. JP on the schedule today. We got some NASCAR this weekend, right?
He's not playing.
He's not playing.
He's not playing.
He's not. He's in Candyland in there.
Yeah, he's focused. I don't know what he's focused.
He's
yeah,
focused
he really
on
is.
something.
He's got both headphones in.
All right, we gotta get out of here though. Had a good weekend. NC State at Wake Forest. Who you got, Hunter?
I got Wake Forest. Actually, I think Wake Forest is playing really good football.
Michigan at Maryland.
Michigan.
Virginia Tech at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Cocktail party. What you boys gonna do?
Georgia's gonna go down there to Jacksonville, Florida, and come out with a victory, but I think it's gonna be close.
Wofford and Clemson. What you got?
Wofford.
Number 9 Utah at Washington.
Washington upsets Utah at home.
Cincinnati at East Carolina.
Cincinnati. Yes.
Number 15 SMU at Memphis. 24. I'm
taking Memphis.
Winning now.
I think Memphis can win at home.
Number 7 Oregon at USC.
I've got Oregon.
All right, folks. That'll do it for our Saturday Sports Talk show. Next week we got high school football. Last week of the season. We're going to get to the schedule. What we're going to do this week. Maybe the Newton Conover game. Hunter East at Newton. We're not sure. On WLON. Cherryville will be at Bessemer City live on YouTube, folks. Check that out. And WCSL will also have Kings Mountain and Crest this week.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have Burns and North Gaston this week. And then we'll have Shelby at South Point. Shelby at South Point, we're not allowed to do video for that game. South Point will not let us do video for their games over there. Their athletic director will not even pick up the phone. We have to talk to their secretary, so that's how that goes over there. They don't even want to deal with it. And what's sad about that, Hunter, is that if they fill up the stadium, that they will. The fire marshal does block people from coming in. So they have kicked out tons of people who drove all the way to Belmont from Shelby before and to come to these games. So, folks, listen to it online. KDC Broadcasting. Hunter, who's going to win the NASCAR Nextel Cup Monster Cup Series Championship? Is Truex going to pull it out? Harvick? Kyle Busch?
I'm going to go with Truex.
All right.
I feel Truex.
Hey, you might be. All right, JP, we'll see you guys next week on KTCBroadcasting.com.
And we're out.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and I'm sure you're tired of getting in and out of your car in the rain, sleet, and snow. That problem is no problem at all with a call to Acre Enterprises in Cherryville. They have a wide variety of carports for tough winter weather, and come in now for special pricing on new 12-foot 3x12 metal roof.